this has been around since 2002. Wash and I have never seen any of these until now. So
No.
And then Higurashi too, he's just kind of sad. Here, he's angry.
yeah. Oh God, is each one like a 7 deadly sin?
Interesting theory. I will neither confirm nor deny.
God damn it! I got a theory for this, guys.
All right, shoot.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're going with, but this, yeah, I don't know that. I don't know.
I
Random.
think Hugh Neutron is involved in this in one way, shape, or form.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but go on.
I was not expecting that either. My answer would have been that Casey's a fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, that.
Like, it's just
Yeah,
Keiichi
but
taking a Nerf gun and shooting some kids after they shoot Mion with water. Rena smashing her gun against the wall and throwing the water on Satoko.
This article is a disambiguation for Okanoki. Did you mean? Yeah, I know, buddy. Alright.
The million words were finished.
Yeah. The
Yes.
Bible is over. Now we're
The
reading.
Bible is over.
All things must come to an end, I suppose.
Yep. And that thing ends now. But we get a happy ending as we have this wonderful finale.
Yeah, so we're finally gonna wrap it up. We spent hours and hours and hours, but we're finally gonna wrap up our Lord of the Rings podcast.
Fuck you! God damn. That podcast ends late to watch because I'm watching Lord of the Rings for the first time, and you'll never let me live it down. I wouldn't have gotten through Lord of the Rings if it weren't for Higurashi, which, by the way, this is our podcast title, Higurashi When They Podcast, not Lord of the Rings.
Somehow he thought that he'd have time. I'm the wash.
I didn't understand what the fuck you just said.
Neither did I.
I am the wash.
I'm random by standing here.
I had a Lord of the Rings thing ready, but like, I'm random.
One does not simply start the podcast.
God damn you!
So, Higurashi
You
podcast.
shall not start! Okay.
Yeah, this is no longer Higurashi podcast. This is a Random Has Watched Lord of the Rings podcast.
Fuck, alright. No, we are gonna do Higurashi When They Podcast, which is much longer than Lord of the Rings. And we are gonna finally do the finale talking about Higurashi, and then ending off the series for now.
Yes. So, as those who have watched the last episode are in the know about, we are going to be ranking characters today. The Ultimate Waifu Husbando War. It's going to be interesting. For those who don't follow the podcast, we have a knack for ties, so I'm curious how that's going to go.
Yeah.
But before we do that, there's a lot to say about the characters, but I did just want to take a little bit of time to talk about Higurashi as a whole for a little while, not terribly long, but we talked about the question arcs and the answer arcs kind of separately, kind of as their own individual pieces, but now I just kind of want to bring the whole picture together and talk about the novels as a whole for a little while. So this is, I guess, the final send-off for now of the story, before we give one long, wild, and crazy send-off to the characters. So for now, Higurashi, question arcs and the answer arcs, I know individually we thought were generally good. A bit of a roller coaster, but generally good. Now putting the pieces together, what are our thoughts?
I can say I did not. despite the the amount of time we put in this, well, it's specifically the amount of time we put in such little time. Despite that, I do not regret reading the Higurashi series. I thought this was very, very interesting overall. This, especially characters. There's really, really standout characters as we'll talk about soon. But it's just overall, this is just quite a fascinating little story. I'm just kind of picturing Higurashi just like spending years and years and years doing over these characters, this village, this world. And what came out of it is really, really impressive. I am impressed.
The real life, because the pictures that he took for Hinamizawa, of course, he took with the camera. Yeah. This is a real location. And even in our current year of 2022, Hinamizawa, that's not the real name of it, but, I mean, come on, it's Hinamizawa, is a pretty popular, like, tourist spot.
I believe that.
People will visit this village not named Hinamizawa and be like, guys, we're in Hinamizawa.
I've seen like pictures of cosplayers, like in at least what looks very much like the Hinamizawa location, including one that was dressed like Rena with the big mitts included.
Yes, I love it.
Oh, I want to see that.
I'd have to find it, but
not later, afterwards. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect going into this personally. I just knew Kirby fan really, really wanted us to do it, but was also nervous about us doing it. Like day one, you were super nervous.
A day like -40 when we decided to do this during StarKid. Or no, day like -380 when the thought entered my head.
Honestly, I felt the same way during StarKid. Probably not. No, as almost as bad because of mostly two certain plays.
Yeah, the trade-off is that, and this is nothing against StarKid. You know, you can listen to that podcast. I left that podcast loving StarKid. Higurashi, as much of a roller coaster as it is, for the most part, you leave it like, you know, yeah, that was really good. With StarKid, it was definitely, like, I remember to quote Wash, I like half of these.
Yeah.
So no, I would say even though, you know, Higurashi was much longer, much different, I had my own things to be worried about. Higarashi's not free of the StarKid problems, if we're going to say it like that.
That's why I was nervous about StarKid. We were both nervous about our series for different reasons.
Yes, yeah.
But a part of me was a bit worried, but another part of me was more curious, because I literally I read the first chapter where, like, I downloaded the game, and watched the demo before I, like, decided if we're gonna do this. And I was just like, nothing crazy happens the first chapter of book one, but one, I got Doki Doki Literature Club vibes, and I was just like, okay, where is this going? And because it is, as much as Kirby fan loves cute anime girls,
guilty as charged.
Yeah, it's just I there had to be something, and I was just like,
quick story, very short, but I had gotten another friend of mine into Higurashi, and they were like, "This isn't just because of cute anime girls, is it?" And it's like, "No, I promise." And they finished book 5, and they told me, "So it wasn't cute anime girls, it was cute anime boys." I was like, "You got me."
You know what? Yeah, I should have known. But honestly, I'm really impressed by this. Like, it hit me more than I thought it would, and I enjoyed it more than I thought it would. Are there its problems? Yes. Is it a bit too long for me?
You're thinking, what's the nicest way I can say way too long?
A bit, just a bit. And as the only reason and for someone who is not a reader, like, I don't like reading. I don't anymore, which is weird because I'm a writer and you kind of have to read, but I just am not the biggest fan of reading. But the way that Higurashi structures its story and tells it and develops their characters especially made me want to keep going from beginning to end. Made me want to keep going even when the pacing was a bit off. Does it have its problems? Yes. Do I regret doing this? Absolutely not. Not even book 2 or chapter 5 of book 8 do I regret doing. Because I've learned about these characters. I enjoy the story. I've learned about Japanese culture in a way, I think, that I don't think I would have gotten otherwise. Maybe that might be a bit of a stretch, but there's just something unique about this series that can only be told through the visual novel that I don't, and I wouldn't have gotten into this if it weren't for the podcast. There's no way in hell I would have. And I would have missed out on one hell of a story. And you know what? I'm glad Kirby got us to do it. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
I hear the rebuttal or response, because you're talking about it could only be done in the visual novel. And I can hear the response, well, why don't I just watch the anime? And I'll say straight up, I've only watched half of the anime, because at the time I was watching this, I hadn't finished book 5. So I didn't get to the whoa shit, what the fuck, what? Yeah. But I have my issues with the anime, and I probably talked about it in the podcast before. But mainly, the anime is like, if you want the cliff notes of Higurashi, like the cliff notes of the whole conspiracy and everything, yeah, probably it's like you're gonna get everything you need out of that anime. In terms of characters, as painful as can sometimes be, actually sitting there for hours and hours for each club meeting, it warms, it gets to you. It warms your heart. Like you suddenly see like the complexities of different relationships, the power dynamics in this power hungry club, and it's just completely absent in the anime. There are some characters that just look kind of shitty in the anime, because like they just well, I watched the first adaptation. I have no idea about the second one. But the first adaptation is just like, there's this whole character that just kind of they don't matter until suddenly they do. You probably know who I'm talking about. So I'll just say it's worth it to stick around for this whole thing. If you really want the Cliff Notes version and a good visual novel, Hinami-Zama Bus Stop is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
If you just want the whole conspiracy, there it is. And it's the characters mainly work. Mainly.
It's kind of like the argument of which is better, is like, it's kind of like watching the anime of Higurashi is watching like a movie of a very popular book series. You're gonna get the cliff notes. You're gonna get some things that don't quite make sense that they had to change because of the form of the media. And if you want to get a full experience, you gotta go to the original source material. That's just how it is. The anime and the book, it is a book. The books are two totally different animals. And unless you want an anime that is literally the longest, like Lord of the Rings long, they're gonna just cut it down. They're gonna cut it down for time, and which is a shame because you miss out on so much great character development that not only the visual novel can provide. And you know what? They do some nice tricks with the visual novel that can't quite be done in anime either. Like just a description of like how horrible things can be, description of like how sad things can be, how they can turn little moments that happen like in seconds in the anime, but they dwell them down a few paragraphs that may seem padded sometimes, but when they work, they hit your heart hard. And you know what? I do want to watch the anime personally, but I wouldn't have wanted to watch it first. Because now I'm going to be like, Oh God, they cut this? What are they doing with this? What the fuck? And I'm gonna be that person.
I was that picky. Especially with book 3. Ow, book 3.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, I'm mostly being quiet because, this is all on you guys. This is for you. But I remember not only from my own experience, but also watching Higurashi and just hearing the super indifference that people have for Satoko.
Yes.
Compared to people who've read the VN and just... If you've read the VN, there's at least a 7 or 8 out of 10 chance that you'll love Satoko. That's just how it is. I guess just to clear up this super fast, again, this is mostly for you guys, but just for anybody listening, I'm also aware there are a couple of other adaptations for Higurashi. There's the live-action movies, which, ha. There's the live-action TV series, which kind of falls into similar problems that the anime does, truth be told. There's the manga adaptation, which a lot of people seem to think is a really good middle ground. But the number one thing, I don't like the manga. I think the art isn't actually scary. It's kind of funny to me, if I'm being perfectly honest, how try-hard scary it is. But more to the point, if you're reading a manga, you're not getting the music and the sound effects, which is the whole point. So really, I really think the sound novel, so to say, is the way to go. But we're going to actually just talk about those real quick. What did you, again, like I said, we've talked about this in the past, but just to kind of morph it all together, with both the question arcs and the answer arcs in mind, how well do you think the two of them work off of each other? We're going to talk about this separately. Let's not talk about Higurashi 6. Just everything else. Ignoring Higurashi 6 for a second. How do you think the question arcs and the answer arcs worked off of each other?
Well, one example, book 2 and book 5 really rely on each other.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't, feels incomplete without the other. And I'm not saying necessarily a bad thing, because, I mean, they both have their flaws. They both literally have the exact same flaw on the, one of the last chapters. But, in order to really enjoy 2, you gotta finish 5. But you can't finish 5 until you read 2. So it's like a catch-22 there.
I guess my issue there is that it works together in hindsight. When we're going through this, even when we finished book 5, we were still just kind of okay. Alright. At least I was.
I enjoy it now, but 2 I was just a little confused. And that's because... But 5 mostly cleared up for me. But now, knowing the answers, a part of me wants to, read through it again, some parts again. I don't have the time. But a part of me wants to just be oh, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. And because so many more things make sense now that we know the bigger picture. And, I feel like I'm rambling on a totally different subject.
No, I mean, this is what we're talking about, how the two relate to each other.
And you need the questions arc to set up the mystery, and the answers arc is just they do a good job of I literally said this in book 5, answering questions while leaving some more questions. Because a good mystery, answers one question and leaves 2 more. And with the exception of book 8, I think all of the answers are done organically well. And fit into the story very well. I will say book 7, when you find out that Takano is the one responsible, it stings a bit because we know we're not going to get the happy ending, but my god, it's a cool reveal. It is a cool reveal. We all kind of saw it coming, but my god, it's cool. And then book 8 just kind of shoves everything in one chapter, and it's here's everything. Here's all the answers. Get in there. And to me, it was a bit overkill, but it was nice. But it was nice to get some confirmations on things, and then have it all end on a car chase ending. they work off well each other, and I was intrigued most of the time. And again, other than the exception of everything being crammed into one chapter in book 8, I think it was paced very well. At least when it comes to like answers and such. Get me guessing every 5 seconds. Let me tell you that.
It's a drip feed, and then it becomes a waterfall at the very end. But it does keep you wanting. Like I said at the start of the book 8 that's like, because you're saying it's like, if you don't finish this, then you'll never get the happy answers you wanted, and the characters will be stuck in the bad ending. And I was thinking, well, joke's on you. I got the power of imagination, but I did end up reading it.
Yeah. That made me feel bad. I was like, oh, god damn it, now I have to get through it now.
That's how
kill me
that's
like that,
that's the Undertale tactic. That's how they get you.
That is really how they get you.
So my thing is, gosh, I don't know what's to add from what Randa was saying, because it's, I guess there's just because it's a sound novel. I guess there's just something about it where it's like, because it's just it goes on for so long, it just kind of chills you out like a novel might. You're just having a nice relaxing time. It's just
as you watch fingernails getting chopped up and
that's
being destroyed.
I feel I can't remember if we actually said this in the podcast, but like if this were a book series, those would be the parts that we skim. So that might be one disadvantage. Definitely having the ability to skip through some stuff faster and just click would be helpful for us. But aside from that, it's just, I don't know. It was just it's like a nice little time except when it's not. and even like those not lovely times, I can't. Sometimes I say like, no, that's too much, but I don't know. A lot of it is just like I kind of get it, especially in hindsight. That's the other thing, is that like I think about all that stuff, and it's like that stuff makes more sense in hindsight. When I'm going through it, it's kind of like how it's like if you're watching like a horror movie and you just like freak the hell out the whole time, or you're reading like a horror story, you freak the hell out the whole time, you're looking over your shoulders and everything like that, and you finish it up and it's like, as Nathan said, I think I like that. There's just something weirdly exciting about that. It's like your heart is pounding, like you feel like you're in danger, but you're here, you're safe. You are you. You're just watching a story with these characters. That you've grown to appreciate too. Except Tomatake, he just keep dying.
This poor guy just can't catch a break.
Poor fucking. He died like 7 times.
There is a point in one of the episodes where I'm like, oh, poor Tomatake, he keeps dying. But it was before 7, so I had to be like, well, I mean, Takano too, but.
Oh, we'll get to Takano.
We'll get to all of them.
Yeah, I'm sure
that's the other thing, is that it's hard for me to figure out what to say without getting into characters. And that's a whole separate part of the episode.
Yeah. I guess I'll speed it up on that note, because there's really only one more thing to really say, and that's, it's like 50% greed and 50% universal bias across all three of us. But talk a little bit about how Higurashi 6 was, especially with his answers and how they correlate to really all 4 of the questionnaire.
I wish the episode came out by the time we did the one-off, or did the finale, so that I could reference the episode again. But my God, 6 is one of the most satisfying things in the series, and I could see why you call it the best. it answers things in such a normal way that makes sense, but is also satisfying, because you would have thought, oh, it's just Takano and her crazy theories, and everyone just takes it a bit too far and is paranoid, would be a letdown of an answer. But it's not. It makes sense because mental health is such a prominent theme in these books. And I'm like, oh my god, that does make sense. I mean, it gets backpedaled in book 7, but it still makes sense. And just like seeing how Kichi 6 is the opposite of book 1, which is the start of it all. It is referencing book 1, and it's Kichi grow. This is the start of Kichi's like real growth. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Because he's like an idiot. He starts off as an idiot, but each book he learns, even if it's subtly, there's little moments. Like even in book 2 when he's like, nah, Ren is my friend. Nothing's gonna happen. That's him learning, or at least that's how I interpret it as. And he just gets stronger and stronger with each and every book. And like, I'll get into this more about the characters, but like, it helps change the course of the story and helps unite the friends. And if there's, out of all of them, the one that talks about Higurashi is about a group of friends, and the one that is most symbolizing the friendship is book 6. Book 7 is up there, and book 8 is not, but book 6 is where it's like high, and where that more core friendship really comes in, even all the way to the very end.
Absolutely. I think one of the something that book 6 demonstrates, and book 4, is that Higurashi contains multitudes. It is a horror. It is also fantasy. It is also police procedural buddy cop comedy. And it is also a heist movie. And oh shit, the bomb's gonna blow. We got this insane person keeping us hostage. And the insane person is our friend.
Don't forget political drama.
And political drama. Oh, that's... we start talking political drama and you're talking book 8.
But book 6, like... Oh. Sorry, continue.
Oh, yeah. It's just... The final chapter of book 6, it's just such a wild ride. I feel like you could it's gonna take some work, but you really could like adapt just that chapter into a whole ass movie. Because just holy shit, where the twists and turns it takes, where and Satoko trying to use her trap skills to figure out the bomb, and then it's like, oh shit, I didn't do the extra step. It was crazy, it's a trap. And then at the very end, it just suddenly becomes a sword fight. It's just, and just everyone, including the cops, are just too stunned to do anything about it.
Too dumbfounded.
Like awestruck.
I'm not gonna lie. If there's any part of me revisiting Higurashi, it's that last 3 hours, or like, because damn, what that's like a action movie level climax right there.
And then I would stop the chapter before it says, unfortunately, everybody dies anyway.
Yeah, because it's such a good ending. I mean, 7 was wrapped up pretty damn well too, but it doesn't fucking matter. But 6, that was so actiony, so good. Like, I want Edgar Wright to direct that film adaptation so badly. But yeah, 6 is good. And even then, the more emotional moments too. Like, we talk about the ending climax, but just the emotional moments of like that scene in the junkyard.
It can get painful in a great way. It's like,
yeah,
it's just
like
really tragic. Just the kind of the conspiracies you see, like what a person internally goes through to distrust her own friends.
I'll never forget when I noticed it turning red, and I was just like, the drop in my stomach. Because before, like, we didn't know Rena as well as we did, but now we've gone through almost 6 books with her, and just to see her dwell into madness like this, and eventually figure out she's going through the same path Ichi went through, and it just hurts. It hurts, and I think that's
my
oh, sorry.
no, you can wrap up.
Do wrap up because the timer just ran out.
That's what the noise was. I was just gonna say, that I think that's what makes the ending in 6 the most satisfying, is because we do see what Ichi went through go through Rena, and it doesn't end in bloodshed. The whole series is nice. All the books are nice. It's all nice. I like it. It's great.
All right. Well, for the last half hour, I've just had a big dumb grin on my face, so thank you for that.
Aww. There's something about, like, getting your friends to watch something that you're into, or read something that you get involved in a fandom that you're in, or if that makes any sense.
I can't possibly relate.
Yeah, I can't possibly relate, I'm sure.
I was late to the party on this one, but...
No, I'll be this is how I felt with Star Kid. Even though half of them you didn't were like a little meh, the ones that you enjoy made me happy. Like to hear you guys gush about Trail to Oregon and all that made me very happy. And it makes me happy to hear that you enjoy us gushing about 6. No, 1 through 8.
To wrap this around, and also just to push these buttons even further, cause Random mentioned when he finished The Lord of the Rings that
damn it,
that he now understands like so many different jokes, and I think that's another great satisfying thing, is that when you finally get around to something, so much of like culture makes sense to you.
Yup.
Like the sorts of jokes you see.
I should really go through your Twitter feed again just to see all the
when it's Rena's birthday and there's like 30 pictures of her on your timeline and you see Kirby fan retweeted, like, you'll get it.
Yeah.
One final note, and only because it's like we all talk so highly of 6, and it is the best. We all think it's the best. But it might have been on recording. It might have been off. I don't remember. But I remember it was Wash that said this, and I was like, oh, shoot, they're right. I got way too caught up in the 6 excitement, but they were like, well, don't sleep on book 3.
Yeah, actually. Actually, thank you for mentioning book 3, because now I have a story to tell.
Ooh, okay.
About how Higurashi influenced my life.
Fascinating. Okay.
So, I can't remember if this is book 3 or book 5, because both of those have a scene at the grocery store. I'm pretty sure it was Satoko, who said, no, not that salt, that's seasoning salt. And me, who at the time barely did any cooking, was like, what the fuck is seasoning salt? And then recently, I found some seasoning salt while I was doing some grocery shopping, and it bangs, y'all.
Oh, I love that.
Seasoning salt on scrambled eggs knocks your socks off. Like, it's way better than just salt and pepper. Like, it's really, really good.
Here's how Higurashi changed my life. I was cooking and the house was on fire, and I didn't think I can be an Iron Chef.
Now this is cooking.
Okay, all right. Well,
here's how Higurashi influenced my life.
Yeah, go for it.
One, whenever I would play Animal Crossing New Wild World with Kirby fan, we would always make jokes, and I've literally I make TikTok clips for my streams, and I literally have used Higurashi music in at least 2 of them. And also, I now, instead of me calling Shion the dear Shino, I now call the dear Shion.
My favorite was still I don't remember this exactly, but when we were playing and you were talking to the guy and he was like, "Oh yeah, I got she gave me food, and alongside she gave me like a needle or a knife, and
No, it was what's his name? His name was Hugh.
yeah.
And it was Hugh the pig, and he's like, I got a letter from Curly, and then it came with a razor attached
Yeah,
to
and
it. And
we both just started going Higurashi,
Higurashi, and our fans did not know what that. And some of our fans didn't know. One of my fans was like, "Yeah, I know."
Oh,
it was just like, whoa.
When we started recording, I was like, all right, I'm ready. Let's get this done. But now that we're talking, I'm like, oh, I'm sad.
It's going to be sad.
It's always sad. It's always sad. But again, we got to move on. My takeaway from this is that in our own personal Discord server, because Higurashi was going to be such a massive thing, I made a Higurashi channel, assuming that once the podcast was over, I would just delete it and we'd move on. But I think I can speak for all of us. It's not going anywhere.
No.
I think we got a winner here.
Nice. Okay.
You never got a Star Kid channel, though.
Well, I mean, I could make one.
It's nice. But you don't have to.
I'm telling you, like,
seriously, edit that out.
We will.
That
We'll edit this part out. But like, I would be more than happy to make a Star Kid channel. It's just like, again, we've talked about this, but like, something about the way Ryukishi writes, you just take his characters, and it's like, suddenly there's just this blank canvas for you to insert them into and make jokes.
Yeah, there really is, and I think his characters become so universal. And the fact that the fragments exist literally means that if he wanted to, he could milk the series dry.
And we are living in that timeline right now.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Anyway.
Yeah, so I guess...
It's all enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess there's only one thing left to do. And that's to have at it.
It's the longest part to do.
This is going to be the hardest part of this whole thing when the vulgar screaming that's going to come from my mouth when either one of you say, I like this character more than Rena. It's time to rank the character.
Yay! Watch it starts with Rena.
So, oh my god. So, okay, actually, I'm going to say this, because the system that we're using, Wash and I were talking about what method we would use for this, and then Random kind of brought up an idea. The order that we're going to rank these characters in, because we're not just going to go first introduced to last. That's really boring. My idea was I had a random list ready. But Random made it even more fun, and he brought up the idea of spinning a wheel. So whichever character we get on the wheel, that's who we rank. And we're going to go through it like we did Pixar's Perspective. We're going to see how we categorize that character. However, with one exception, I am putting my foot down on this one. I don't want to start with either our singular favorite or our least favorite. The odds are slim, but you never know. So I was thinking about what would be the perfect character who it's like, we all like him well enough, but he doesn't have that big of an impact on the story to really, he's not going to be super high up or super low. And Okanogi. So we're gonna start with Okanogi. He's just there.
Oh, okay, Okanogi. Okanogi's Oka cool.
Yeah.
He has a pointy nose. He's a funny. He's kind of the villain, but also not. But they don't make him like just a boring guard. He's kind of funny.
Yeah.
His thing is that he's a villain who's just trying to get his paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but there's this
God.
giant conspiracy, and this guy is just like, 1, I want to get paid. 2, I want to punch this cop. It's like, come on.
Which character was it in the Street Fighter movie that is exactly that?
Oh God, DJ.
Oh my God.
Yeah, DJ.
DJ is the Okanogi of Street Fighter.
Akasaka goes to punch Okanogi. Okanogi thinks to himself, I never should have quit Microsoft. I'm telling you, this is what Ryukishi characters are. I know you both agree 100%, but I have to say it every single time.
Let's go.
That's all I can say on Okanogi for now.
Yeah, he's just fun, and I love how he just will do anything just for the sake of his honor.
It's fun.
Even fight a teenage girl.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Oh, my God.
Is it Rena?
I just spun the wheel. Tepe's next.
All right.
Okay.
Get ready to answer the question.
All right, well, this is the easiest. I'll start because it's the easiest decision of my life. No, I do not prefer Tepe to Okanogi. Okanogi is a villain, but he's fun. I will grant Teppei that, nothing to do with the character, but from a writing point of view, I think Ryukishi did a really good job just showing, like, no, like, this is what a true scum of the earth is like. A skunk, to quote Kasai. But everything good about Teppei just has to do with, like, how good Ryukishi is at writing other characters. Teppei himself, despicable. Alright, so, I don't know who to go with. Let's just go with random, why not?
Okay.
Random. Do you prefer Teppei or Okanogi?
Is Teppei better than Okanogi? No. No, he's not. Many reasons. Teppei, like you said, is very scum of the earth and abuses the child. Okanogi, he kills a lot of people, but, like, he has some, like, class way of doing about it, and he fits. There's just something classier about him, no? He's just like you say, he's doing it to get a paycheck. Teppei is he's just scum, who, if it weren't for the fact that if someone dies, no one can have a happy ending, I would have been okay if he died. Honest to God. But and he has a lot. Teppei does have a lot of time to, like, I don't want to say shine, but a lot of time to, like, you can get to know how bad of a scumbag he is, and compared to Okanogi, but Okanogi just leaves more of an impression. Plus that fight with Akasaka, yo,
Yeah.
that's such a good way to show off. That shows off his character so well.
Okay. Now, Wash. You have Okanogi. Do you think Okanogi is better than Teppei?
I do think Okanogi is better than Teppei.
Alright.
I will give credence that Teppei is legitimately looking at this might be the one legitimately scary character. That's because of how, like, realistic and just tragic the portrayal is. In terms of the character himself, beyond being scum, there's just nothing to really, like, latch on to either. It's not someone that I love to hate. Like Okanogi, I think I might put him as love to hate because let's bear in mind that he helped to mastermind a genocide, and then he looked like a complete buffoon at the very end because he thought like, if I'm gonna go down, I might as well go down fighting a 17-year-old girl, and loses anyway.
Or however old you are, it doesn't matter.
He doesn't care anymore. The paycheck is gone.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Alright, the wheel is spinning.
Alright, who's...
If it's Rena, I'm gonna scream. Alright, wow, we've got a big player already. Up next, we have everybody's quote-unquote favorite doctor maid extraordinaire, Irie, or as you two are inevitably going to call him, Coach.
Ooh.
Okay.
So,
Alright. From the bottom up.
From the okay, so no, I don't know, actually. I should know, but I don't. So we actually will start with Teppei. Okay. We'll start with random this time. Random at the bottom, of course, you have Teppei. Is Irie better than Teppei?
Yes.
Alright, was this hard?
No.
Okay. Wash at the bottom, guess who you have? Teppei. Is Irie better than Teppei?
Irie is better than Teppei.
Right on. I'm assuming this wasn't hard.
No.
Okay, well, I agree. So, up next, we'll start with Wash. You have Okanogi. Is Irie better than Okanogi?
So when you asked this, I had to look at my list and I had to very quickly adjust something with Irie's placement. But it did not change. Did not change me thinking that he is better than Okanogi.
Okay.
So yeah, I do think he's better than Okanogi. Mainly because like he's a lot more sympathetic overall. My only real issue is that like they really had to keep hammering home the creep factor, and that was making a lot of it like just weird and uncomfortable. But the reveal in book 8 about his path and why he took this profession in the first place and why he was so passionate about this brain parasite. I think really helps to elevate this character from kind of weird guy to weird but means well.
All right, very good. Now, Random, you as well have Okanogi. Do you think EDA is better than Okanogi?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
One, he just gets more time for development. Two, he can be fun. He can be like a good person and also a bit of a goofball, to say the least. Both goofballs and like funny, but also a little bit creepy, which is a bit of a downside there. But yeah, he cares so much for Satoko, and he gets so much sympathy points for that. And then once you learn in book 8, I really grew to respect him. I feel bad for thinking he was the villain. Honest to God, I do. Because he's literally, and I'm glad he wasn't, because he's such a damn good character. Also, what is the main thing called again?
Oh, Made in Heaven.
Bonus points. Bonus points. Yeah, I like him better. Just gets more sympathy and more of a 3-dimensional character. Okanogi's fun, but like there's a gap.
Okay, and to the surprise of nobody, I as well prefer EDA to Okanogi. First of all, I'm just going to be the one to say this, especially after book 8 and the whole Made in Heaven thing. But there's so many signs of this throughout. Like, I'll just be the one to say it. We love a Bicon. But on top of that, like, again, as both of you said, there's just so much to him, and you really get that idea that, you know, it's every other adult in this series has some ulterior motive to even just like treating like other characters the way that they do. EDA is the only adult in Higurashi, with exception of like Chie, I guess, that he treats Rika the way that he treats her, Satoko, Satoshi, Keiichi, Rana, Mion, all of them. He treats them that way just because he's a friendly guy. He cares about these people that he's grown to love in this village. He actually feels, despite the fact he doesn't really do anything in the club activities except for book 6, he kind of feels like a member of the club in a way, if he obviously, again, didn't have a job. If he was younger, if he was their age, absolutely, he would revel in their club activities. And that backstory that he gets in Higurashi 8, it all adds up, it fits with his character, and you really feel for him. And I so wish that he wasn't the way that he was in book 3, because there's creepy stuff that happens in 5 through 8, but there's nothing that's actually like, you creep. It's just like, that may be a little much, but nothing like bad except book 3. So there is that, but on the whole, I am a huge fan of EDA. Comparing him to Okanogi, both of you said it best. We love Okanogi, but he's in the book for 5 hours. EDA's there from book 3, and his presence is known throughout the whole thing. Spin the wheel. Where does it land?
All right,
Hopefully not on Rena. Okay, well, after EDA, we've got... All right, so we're... Actually, I'm not going to say anything. Who knows? Maybe she's our favorite character. We don't know. But up next, we have the one teacher in this entire village. We have Chie.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Right.
Now things are starting to get complicated.
Alrighty, well, I guess I'll start. Only just get it out of the way. Yes, Chie is better than Teppei. No, this was not hard. Random. Is Chie better than Teppei?
Yes.
Wash. Is Chie better than Teppei?
Yes.
Was this hard?
No.
Nice. I don't know if I can skip Teppei or not.
Well, to just explain that, just the conversation that Chie has with Teppei alone answers the question. How he berates her, and she's just so like, she still holds her ground regardless and doesn't back down until like she literally can't anymore.
I know I just started on the last one, but this is the first time I know what my answer is, so I'll be the first one to say, is Chie better than Okanogi? No, I do not think Chie is better than Okanogi. I don't hate Chie. In fact, I don't even dislike her. I think when she's talking about curry, legitimately, there's some of the biggest laughs of Higurashi. I think to book 2 during the curry event, when she's telling Keiichi about how, like, the Leaning Tower of Pisa is actually made of curry or whatever. Or I think in Higurashi 6, when Rena doesn't show up to school, she thinks that she's gonna die because she's not gonna get curry money. Or even, like, other characters talking to her about curry. Like in book 3, when Satsuko tells her that she's single because she smells like garlic. like, there's a lot of...
Well, that's more Satsuko, but
yeah, again, but there's a lot, like, funny stuff that involves Chie, right? But
yeah.
I don't love Chie. I appreciate her. Even if it's I love to hate Okanogi, I love to hate Okanogi. Okay, with that, we'll go with Wash next. You have Okanogi. Do you think Chie is better than Okanogi?
I really thought I was going to be alone on this, but you covered everything. I think that Okanogi is better than Chie for exactly the same reasons that you laid out. The chilly monologue is going to stay with us forever. But aside from that, there's just not that much else to her, which is rather unfortunate for such a passionate teacher. It's just not much more to discuss. But she's still very good. Like Kirby said, I appreciate her.
Alrighty, Random. You have up next the sharp-nosed Okanogi. Is Chie better than Okanogi?
Wow.
I know it.
I'm alone on this. Yes.
Oh!
Wow. Okay, finally our lists are different. Was this hard?
A little bit, but not really.
Right.
Like, the curry, I love that moment so goddamn much, and it's so funny. And 2, despite the curry jokes and all the curry things, she still fights hard and really cares about her students. And book 7, I really enjoyed her a lot because she's like the good authority of it, and just something about the way she like went to try and confront Teppei and do as much as she could really made me respect her more. Yes, she's a teacher, and yes, that's all she can really do, but she still really cares about her students. And I think I just enjoyed her presence and enjoyed the comfort she had more than Okanogi. Don't get me wrong, Okanogi's great. He is wonderful. But I just appreciated she is a larger person. When it comes to the whole story, I appreciated she more. Plus, I'm a sucker for humor, and goddamn, those curry things make me laugh.
Okay.
So
there's nothing wrong with that answer. I'm glad that we don't all have the same list. So, up next, You have Coach. Is Chie better than Coach?
No.
I figured.
No. Again, just saying what I said about Ire. He's just a more developed character, and we get to see a more darker side of him, and we get to see him both with the kids and also with Takano and his job, and you get to see his backstory more. We don't get to see much of a backstory with Chi other than the fact that she loves curry, and that she became a teacher because I forget exactly why. It's not memorable, apparently. So yeah.
Okay. I actually did something smart this time, and I spun the wheel while you were talking. We've got our first club member.
Ooh.
So, I will start with... Let's start with Wash on this one. Wash, do you think Teppei is better than Satsuko?
I knew it!
Oh, God. Okay. Satsuko is way better than Teppei. Just to make sure I don't get that question confused. Way better than Teppei.
Yeah. Kind of hoping Satsuko would be a little later just because there's so much to say, but I mean, like, that's 15 of these characters, so. Random.
Yeah.
Do you think Satsuko is better than Teppei?
Hell yeah.
Okay,
oh my god.
You don't gotta ask me, I agree.
That whole help me scene alone answers that question.
Yeah, exactly. Go Satsuko. I'm so proud of her. So, up next we have, Wash and I up next have Okanogi. No, not Chie, I'm sorry. And Random has, here we go, Okanogi. I'll start. I think Satsuko is in fact better than Okanogi. This was not very hard. Well, we'll do random last because this is different. Wash, do you think Satoko is better than Chie?
I do think Satoko is better than Chie. This was not hard. So that's about it. We're not
Alright,
hard.
cool. Now, Random, you are the one who has Okanogi. Do you like Satoko more than Okanogi?
Yes, I like her much more.
Alright, cool. That's a very good way of saying it wasn't hard. Well, I know you just went, but yours is different, so I'll start with you again. Random, you have Chie. Is Satoko better than Chie?
Yes, there's a decent character, a little bit, but not much.
I don't know if that's a good sign for Satoko or not. Oh my god.
I think she's more developed and grows more of a character, and
I will go next. I do think Satoko is quite a good amount better than Okanogi. That wasn't a very hard decision. Wash, you also have Okanogi. Is Satoko better or worse than Okanogi?
Better, much better. Again, not a competition.
All right, and we have one character left. I guess we will. I know I keep starting with Random on this, but well, no, actually, no. We'll start with Wash. I know you just went, but we'll start with Wash. Wash at this point. Well, we all have EDA. Wash, do you think Satoko is better than EDA?
Sorry, Ida, you've been dethroned. Satoko, the club member, is far better than Ida. This is the top, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So as of now, this is the top. Satoko is. God, I think like from book 1, I've been saying, damn, there's something more to Satoko.
I can confirm.
And boy howdy, is there. Not only with just how tragic she is, but also like just how dark it gets, especially at the final book when it's confirmed like what Satoko did to her parents. Like, oh shit. But it's done in such a way that it's in no way like blaming the victim, which I find so fascinating in that respect. Also, it's just like she so easily could have been like what the fucking anime we keep talking about. She so easily could have been somebody that you just hate. And I'm sure there's some people that just don't like Satoko at all. And that's I apologize that she didn't work out for you. But like she's just really fun, and she has just a nice side to her. She has a light side where like she becomes like the little sister, and she can. It looks like bickering, but she cares. That's nice of her. So yes.
Okay. I will go next. I love Satoko, but no. I will answer that. I will defend EDA in this one. I prefer him over Satoko. It was tough, and especially with Satoko, it just feels really bad saying that you prefer somebody over her. Just because of everything that happens, you're just like, oh, I feel like I am like stealing candy from a baby, which, I mean, if you were to grab candy from Satoko's hand, that's pretty much what it would be. This doesn't have, the reason I prefer EDA over Satoko, it doesn't have much to do with Satoko. I don't take too many issues with Satoko as a character, and I love the direction that it went. I think Wash worded it perfectly when they said you see what Satoko does, but at no point are they blaming the victim. And well, obviously, of course, we'll get into this when we talk about Satoshi, but when that gets brought into the picture, she blames Satoko 100%. But you can tell that, like, the way that the narrative is going is that nobody else is blaming either one of them. The victims are not the people that you should be blaming here. And I think that's fascinating. But there is just, with EDA, it's, again, that just compassion that he has for everybody. That, yeah, he's like, older than all the kids, but he's weird, so he really gets along with them. And it's like, yeah, he's weird, but he knows how to talk to the older people, so all the old people love him. He's in such this fascinating position where it's just like he knows how to talk to people, and he knows how to get along with everybody, except for Takano. He knows how to get along with everybody. And just when he's around, aside from book 3, when he's around, it's such a fun time. I always really like when he's on screen, especially when you can put book 3 aside. I love his way, especially one of the standout moments in book 5 for me is when Shion is really sad, and she tells Irie that she's not going to go back to this team. And to cheer her up, he goes, darn, I thought I was going to get you in a maid outfit. And she just laughs, and it's just like, that's him. That is Irie. And I love that. Nothing against Satoko. I love the little gremlin, but I prefer Irie.
That's the perfect way to describe her. It's just a precious little gremlin.
Oh, we love the gremlin, but she's a stupid gremlin.
Gremlins is a great movie.
She's the smart gremlin in Gremlins 2.
Can you just seriously start to go, oh, yes, the square root of 9 is 3, and let me tell you about that little Tepe over there. Oh!
All right, now.
And Satoshi is the vectable gremlin. Sorry.
Now,
anyway,
if he's the broccoli or the cauliflower vegetable, he can't tell, but...
Yeah, Satoko won't be able to tell.
And neither will she, that's shit. So she's trying to... Which Nini is it? Broccoli, cauliflower, Keiichi, Satoshi. Anyways. Random. You have... Irie. Is Satoko better or worse than Irie?
Satoko is... not better than Irie. I'm with Kirby.
Ooh, I did not expect that. Please go on.
Irie's coach's kindness is just he's so sympathetic, and I remember you guys saying Irie, he's the only one Satoko has, and his compassion for Satoko really shines in 3, especially, and all the other books too, but like 3, and I just keep going back to the image of like Irie holding Keiichi down, covering his mouth. Like, I know you have to scream, but, like, just endure it. And that scene can't get out of my mind when I'm comparing the two characters. It's just more raw and emotional. Irie wins.
Wow. Oh my, there's already, like... I mean, I know we're only 5 characters in, but there's already, like, 3 choices that I've heard that I'm like, what?
And we only got a 1 club member.
I know.
Oh god, is it gonna get bad when we get
I know. Oh god, I'm spinning the wheel. I'm terrified.
There's one answer I'm dreading, and it's not who you think and it's not who you think it is.
All right.
Same here, but we'll find out.
I just spun the wheel. I will start. Yes, I think Rena is better than Tepe, Chie, Okinogi, Irie, Satoko, etc. No,
oh boy!
Oh shit!
No, this was not hard. Okay, so Wash on the bottom. You have Tepe. Is Rena better or worse than Tepe?
Rena's better than Tepe. Rena's better than Tepe. Can I skip this one? Rena's better than Tepe. Rena's better than Chie. Rena's better than Okinogi. Better than Irie. Better than Satoko.
I was actually going to ask you to wait on Satoko, but if you're that confident, I never shut the hell up about Rena, so I don't have to explain myself. I don't want to hear this from you, though.
Yeah. Oh, God. Fuck. What is this? Book 6. That's all I have to say. Book 6. Shit.
Fine with me. Random, are you going to copy in our footsteps, or?
I hate to go with everyone else, but yeah, just to save time. Yeah, Rena's at the top right now.
Okay, all right, explain.
Book 6! But seriously, just like, she's just one of the core characters of Higurashi. Arguably the mascot of Higurashi. Because you see her red-haired face all over Higurashi. She's just such a lovable character, very cute, very kind, but also very smart, and can just see right through you. So much. And again, book 6 really is where she shines the most, but like she shines in every book. Every single book. Except for 8. But every book she can.
And 8 was not her fault.
She's not smart enough to she was not smart enough to cast Chion's bluff, but otherwise
nobody was.
She's one smart cookie.
Yeah. So I love how we just went past the whole ranking from just like
I really wanted to get to Rena late, but this is fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I had a feeling, but okay.
Wow, out of the lion's den and into another lion. Get it? Because lions are cats. Haha. Rika.
Fuck. Okay.
Well, all right. Partially for time, partially because I can tell based on your reactions. Let's skip our bottom 2.
Yeah, better than Tepe, better than Okinogi for me.
Better than Tepe, better than Chie.
And I can agree. So, oh, that's right. I did start with Rena. That's right. We'll start with Wash. Wash, do you think Rika is better than Okanogi?
Far better.
Okay.
Far
Okay.
better.
Random, do you think Rika is better than Chie?
Yes.
Okay, alright. I am in agreement with both of you. I think Rika is far better than the both of them. So up next, this is what I was waiting for. Random, you have Satoko. Is Rika better than Satoko?
This should be hard, but it wasn't a hard answer for me. Yes, Rika's better.
Rika's better than Satoko. Do you want to elaborate just because they're so close?
She's mainly the protagonist of 7. So like we get to see her like through this. She's the one who is the reason for the time loops. She's the center of the village. She's adorable. She's fucking adorable. Enough said. That I'll answer more as the ranks go up.
I also have Satoko, right? And I am with you. Rika is better than Satoko. Again, I don't want to bully Satoko because I feel like if I bully her, Keiichi's going to murder me. But also, Rika. I love Rika. I feel for her so much. Her situation, again, yeah, if you take the supernatural aspect, she's living life because, reliving lives. But just looking at it she's stuck. She's just stuck in this life of hers, and no matter how hard she tries, she can't go any further. It's like, God, so relatable. It's so good. Now, Wash, you, in fact, do not have Satoko. You have Irie.
No.
Is Rika better than Irie?
Far better, yes.
Okay, alright. With that, now up next, I have Irie. This was a barn burner. Initially, and this might surprise you, initially I had no, and my reasoning was it's super close, but Rika gently caressed a bullet. I did, however, have a change of heart. Yes, I think Rika is better than Irie, and that is because of Higurashi 9. I didn't know if I wanted to include Higurashi 9 in these, but just seeing Rika in that other world, the conclusions that she drew on, and, you know, just the fact that it's like, okay, I am Rika, I'm not this witch traversing worlds, I'm just a kid, I can live my life. And it's just, it's good stuff, it's good stuff. So yes, I prefer, Rika to Irie. Random, you have Irie. Is Rika better than Irie?
This was a tough one for me. But in the end, I'm going to say Rika is better. They're both very kind characters. They're both very essential to the plot of Higurashi as a whole. Hell, Rika is arguably the main protagonist. With next to Keiichi, even more so as the books goes on. She's adorable. She's funny. She has seen everything in every timeline if she remembers it. You really feel for her. You really do get the feeling of, hey, she's stuck in a rut. And it is relatable. But she's adorable. Irie is wonderfully kind and such a good character will develop, but Rika, you still get more time with Rika and just adore her more. Plus, when it comes to comedy, I'll never forget that scene in book 2 where she just marching with the perverts to another bathroom miles away. And I'll never forget. There's other moments too. There's other little things that I really enjoy.
My vote goes to Keiichi. You bought a golf club. That's a good idea.
Yes. Oh my god. She's so funny. She's so goddamn funny.
It's so much better when you reread the question arcs and you see Rika doing these things and you think to yourself, oh, she knows what's gonna happen. She's been through this already. And with that thought process, oh my god, Rika gives Higurashi such good reread value.
You know what? Yeah. It's there's that reason and more. Rika's better.
Okay. Now, I saved you last for a reason, Wash. I'm very curious.
Yes.
You have Satoko. Is Rika
Yes, I do.
better or worse than Satoko?
Rika is better than Satoko.
Ooh, it's actually not what I was expecting. Go on.
I think part of it is just that like it's gosh. I think it's just like how far like the time loop morphs Rika that is just kind of more fascinating to me. Like Satoko is tragic and it's all too relatable. Rika's going through some weird ass shit. No fault of her own, really. And she just keeps... I think that she just keeps dying. And she knows that she died. And she knows that she's going to die. And it just... It wears her down like sands of time. Terrible simile. But... I find Rika the more intriguing character.
Okay. I mean, it's a tough decision you got to make, but I'm glad that you made it. I'm just gonna start with this one because we all know what my answer is. I love Rika to death. Horribly worded. Oh my god, why did I word it like that? But no, it's not even close. Like, just listen to me talk for 5 minutes about Rena, and it's just like, you know. So I guess we'll do watch next. You have Rena. Is Rika better than Rena?
YouTube commenters, start typing. I think that Rika is better than Rena.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
Do you
think that?
When you said Rika was nuts, I was like, oh fuck, I have to explain it this early.
So okay, let me just.
This is why the wheel was a good idea.
I just wanna make sure I have this right because you said YouTube comment. I don't know if like you're just talking about them, but you think Rika is better than Rena.
I think Rika is better than Rena. I just know that because you were saying that earlier in the episode that people are gonna get angry at us.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna get angry at me.
Oh yeah, people are gonna get angry even if we have. I mean, Satoko is like third already. People are gonna get mad. So first of all, I'm kicking you off the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But definitely, I want you to explain this because there are two characters that I was thinking might get placed higher than Rena for you two. Rika was not one of them. So I really want to know.
Yeah. So this was something I really had to stew on because, like, when I started arranging things and then rearranging, and I got to this, and I was like, this feels right, and but it looked wrong. Like, it really shouldn't be this way, especially because of the book 8 ending. But I think part of what makes it rise to the top was actually book 9. Despite me not liking book 9 as much, like seeing Rika in a suddenly brand new situation where she's not being coddled, and she's like, oh, and having to make that decision, where it's like, does she go back to her friends, or does she just try to make something new here? It really, goddamn, it really hits, especially with the discussion about how, like, this is not something you should know. We really should just we're always gonna have those what if questions at the end of the day, and Rika is one of the few that knows the what if, but the book 9, as you said, like is when she finally started to live. Like Rena has got some absolutely fantastic stuff. Rika, it's like, oh my god, I think that Rika is the true face of Higurashi, for better or worse. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Whew.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Wash.
Yeah, exactly. All right, time to see if I have to kick random off the podcast.
This is the point where you put in, like, the Discord disconnect sound effect.
Butting. All right, time to see if this is going to be a one-woman podcast or not. Random, you have Rena. I am kidding, of course. Don't let anything influence. Is Rika better than Rena?
Nah. Ren is better.
Okay, all right.
I expected that.
All right, well,
Yeah.
sorry,
expected
Wash,
to
it was
be
nice
alone
knowing
in
you. I
this.
genuinely mean that. But for real, explain.
It's Rika comes in with the syringe.
No, Rena comes in with a hatchet.
Yeah, exactly.
Rena comes into the hatchet. Either way.
Yeah, Rika's grows a lot, and honestly, Book 9 is a really good delve into her character from another light, but I don't know, just something about Rena in Book 6, like, just seeing, like, her grow in all the books, and then just her turn into a monster. It's just so fascinating, and it just really, you see the tragicness of her character, but at the same time, when Rena is Rena, she's still supportive, she's still nice, she's still smart. Like, I've really grown fond of her. She's great. And don't get me wrong, it is pretty close. I had to think about it, but I don't know. Just there's something about Rena I just really enjoy more.
Alrighty, wow. So well, we went from a barn burner to probably what is going to be the shortest. We're talking about Rena a lot. What happens if you swap the E with an I? Of course, we get Rena.
I was waiting for this. I can't believe it actually came so this. Yeah, okay, let's do it.
All right. So for once, we can't skip Tepe because this is up in the air. I will start with Wash on this one. Do you think Rena is better than Tepe?
This was hard.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
This was the only really hard one with Tepe. And it's really a decision between scum and kind of boring. And I have to pick boring. So I think Rena is better than Tepe. I kind of want to save my, anyway, I'll save my thoughts, but, I think that, Rena is better.
All right. I will agree. I do, in fact, put Rena above Tepe. Random. Do you think Rena is better than Tepe?
Okay, hear me out. They're both terrible, terrible people. They are the worst scum of Higurashi. But how do you even pronounce her fucking name? I don't even know.
Rena, but whatever.
Rena.
Rena. She has some great moments with Rena when she's getting right before she gets murdered, but she's really just a gold digger, and that's it. Tepe is scum, but he's terrifying scum, and he's interesting scum. You industry see him become the monster that he is.
I can't believe it.
Oh my god, no way. This is gonna get the comment section angrier than anything. Oh my god.
I find him only because I just find him more interesting to see him become the monster that he is.
That's totally fair.
Rena's boring.
I 100% like that. I really, really like that explanation. It almost makes me agree with you. Almost.
That's the only reason. If it weren't for if she was worse, if she was if she was somehow worse, more morbid than Tepe, she would be up there always. But she really just tries to steal her dad's money, and yeah, killing Rena is awful, or trying to do that is awful, but she really doesn't get much time to shine. And her inner scumicity. Tepe gets all the time to shine to be a scum. From, in 3 books, I'd say. Yeah, 3 books! Rena, it is a bit of a gold digger, and gets killed early on in book 6. And she's, only mentioned in a tip in book 7. And she has a dead body.
She gets killed in book 3.
Both 3 and 7. Both 3 and 7.
Yeah, we don't even know that's her at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
You say you choose boring, I choose a scum. I'm sorry. That's the only reason, though. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Wow. First Rika over Rena, now Tepe over Rena. I'm gonna collapse.
You really, I told you that we'd be defying all of your expectations.
Yeah, no, you guys are not disappointing. Well, okay, let's calm down a little bit. Let's get back into reality.
At least I think Rena was better than Rika.
I will give Wash a bit more time to explain themselves by saying this was a hella easy decision. Chie is far better than Rina. Wash, is Chie better than Rina?
Far better than Rina. Rina is... Oh, God. She's just got nothing. All she... Random said it perfectly. She's a gold digger, that's it? There's just nothing else. And she's a gold digger, and she just turns on a dime, where she becomes like nicey nice and just be like, ha, fuck you. And as funny as her angry sprite is, as her evil sprite is, there's just not much else to her. She is at least she's got chili.
Curry.
At minimum, that more than makes up for it.
Curry, not chili. You blasphemous fiend.
I looked at Chia and I thought chili.
Well, she would get very angry at you for that, so.
She would be very angry at me. Curry.
Okay, So we went from something really easy to another club member.
Oh no.
Which one?
We'll start with you, Random, because way back this made you cry. She made you cry, or so you thought. Is Mion better than Tepe?
Ooh, you skipped Rina, but
oh shoot! Oh my god! I just expect. Okay, well no, you're right. Let's actually. Let's skip ahead again. Let's just skip the bottom two because. From this point forward, we know Tepe and Rina are the bottom two. Can I confirm that with you two?
Yes.
Okay,
without
so
a doubt.
Going forward, I won't ask you about Tepe and Rina.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
So that said, a Random, you have Okanogi. Random, is Mion oh, this is a fun one just because of what happens in 8. Is Mion better than Okanogi?
I think the fight answers the question already. Yes, Mion is better than Okanogi.
Wash, you have, I'm right this time, Chie. Is Mion better than Chie?
Far better.
Well, I am in agreement with both of you. I will go next in that case. After that, I have... What do you know? Okanogi. And as Random, I think the fight perfectly solves it. I think I prefer Okanogi in that fight, just because he has a lot of funny lines. But other than that, yes, I prefer Mion over Okanogi, no questions asked. Random, after Okanogi, you have Chie. Is Mion better than Chie?
Yup.
Alright, I'll assume that's easy.
Yup.
Alright. Wash _ you have Okanogi. Is Mion better than Okanogi?
I want to root for the underdog in the fight of a 40-something man versus a teenage girl, but I'm sorry, Mion is gonna win on this one.
Wonderful. Oh, okay, now it's when things get dicey now, because we're with big characters. I will start, actually. No, I think Satoko is better than Mion.
Ooh. Ooh.
Look, I love Mion. I really love Mion. Great club leader. Again, really the only character in the series who kinda didn't do anything wrong. The only thing that she really did was the whole Shion fingernails thing. And even then, that was less of Mion and more of her grandmother. Mion just had to recommunicate it. And even despite that, she had her own fingernails cut off because she just felt so bad. Like, Mion is a sweetheart, and I love her. But, like, Satsuko! If I flick her on the forehead, she's gonna start crying, and then when Rena punches me, she's gonna start laughing at me. Like, it's Satsuko! It's Satsuko! That's my answer. It's Satsuko. Alright, so, anyways, Wash, you have Irie. Is Mion better than Irie?
Far better.
Ew. Random. Guess who you have? Satsuko. Is Mion better than Satsuko?
This feels very shitty to say after you just praised Satoko over Mion, but Mion's better than Satoko.
Was it hard?
No, it wasn't hard.
Pour one out for the Satoko fans.
I'm sorry, but I'll get to it.
Now, I will go to you again, Random. You have Irie. We're far up already. Do you think Mion is better than Irie?
Yeah.
All right. Was this hard?
Getting there, but not really.
Wow. Oh my god. Do I hate Mion? Okay. Do you want to elaborate, or should I go to Wash?
Go to Wash.
Wash. You have. I'm rooting for it. Come on, Inichi here. You have Satoko. Is Mion better than Satoko?
This suddenly got so hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kirby fan. Mion.
Does Kirby fan hate Mion? Okay, well, this was actually really hard for you, so I do want you to elaborate.
Yeah, this was hard for me. Oh God, fuck. I say this and I'm still like, am I really that sure? I think the big thing is that like the reveal in book 8 that Mion, because like you said, Mion, like at the end of the day, Mion did nothing wrong except not like talking more clearly with Xion and just letting her figure the fucked out instead of talking cryptic. But like the big thing is that like at the reveal in book 8 that like she put up this whole club because she really wanted to help Satoko. She really wanted to Satoko and Satoshi. She really wanted to make things better for them. And it's just so sweet of her. And she's very sweet, but you also can tell that she has like a twisted side to her, with her apparent connection to the Yakuza. And just like the side of the the powerful rich girl in town who's secretly very, very nervous. It's funny. I like that a lot. I'm sorry, Satoko. It's so tragic, but I really think I gotta go with Mion in this one.
Okay, well, based on how hard it was for you and how easy it was for Random, I'll start with you, Watch. You have Rena.
Yes, I do.
Do you think Mion is better than Rena?
Rena wins. You may not win all the games, but she wins this game. Mion is nothing against Mion. Rena is. I think her inner struggle is just far, far more fascinating, especially with and we keep talking about book 6. With just what gets revealed in book 6. The thing that I just keep thinking back to is I think it was the first chapter of book 6 where it switches over to her point of view, and she has to go to the bathroom because she is just too happy.
Yeah.
She's just too in love with her friends, and just so excited to be around everyone, and it just hurts so much more when you see that get breaking down. With Mion, the stuff with her and Xion is fascinating. It's not nearly to that level, unfortunately. It's not nearly to that. I would die for my friends until suddenly I can't trust them anymore. And you see exactly how she got there.
Yeah, I know I hate Mion, quote unquote, but like, I am with, I love her. I love her. I'm right with you. Now, Random, at your number 2, you have Rika. Is Mion better than Rika?
This is where it gets hard.
I can't ask you if you need more time. I really should have went to you first.
You really shut up, but yeah, Mion's better.
Wow! Oh my god! Explain.
I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know if it's like I admire Mion as a character a lot. Like there's just something about like trying to be masculine and like trying to be a leader, but also having a feminine side that you gotta hide, and no matter what, there's just something really interesting about it, and it's just and Mion is such a red herring. Oh my god, and but she really does nothing wrong, and there's also something no about that. I just love how she is a leader though, and she's funny. She is funny, and she's kind of the one everyone seeks approval to because she is the leader of the club, and I just admire her as a leader, and I admire her as a character. I'm just trying to think if there's any other like little moments. God damn it! When she was pretending to be Shion, and her and Kichi had some great moments in book 2. That was one of my favorite parts about book 2 when they flirted with each other. God damn it! It's so cute. And the moments when she got the doll from Kichi, it was so cute. Fuck! I'm a shipper, damn it.
Well, that's good for you, but there is another popular Higurashi ship that's out there. One of the characters is the same, but the other is Rena. Do you think Mion is better than Rena?
This one I'm still not sure of. This is one of the ones, the hardest. Other than between Teppei and Rina, this is the one I struggle with the most. I ship Mion and Kichi together. That has nothing to do with the ranking. I'm just saying that before I say this.
Okay.
But if I'm being completely honest with myself, Ren is the more interesting character. Just how she's developed in book 6 is really, really well done, and like you just see her just turn into a monster, and it's just so good, and it's so tragic, so sad. Mion is really, really good character that I really enjoy, but I'd be lying if I said she was better than Rena. I can't. I gotta lock it in. Yep, Rena's better.
Okay. You didn't happen to hear me laugh during that, did you?
No, I don't think so, but did you?
Okay, cool. Because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, I super vibe with all of what you said. However, Shion is next.
Oh, damn it! What the fuck?
Sister versus sister.
I saw Shion. I was like, oh my god, is it gonna be me on Shion? Is it gonna be me on Shion? And then it landed on Shion. It was like, oh my god.
Fuck you, Wheel.
Okay, so obviously, Okay, you know what? I was gonna ask if we should skip ahead. I actually don't know. So,
we already skipping ahead the last.
well, yeah, but like further, just in case. But yeah. Shion, she's so polarizing. I don't know. I will start though. I do think Shion is better than Chie. It's not particularly difficult. Random, you have Okanogi. Is Shion better than Okanogi?
Yes.
Okay. Assuming that wasn't very hard. Wash.
No.
Wash, you have Chie, just like I do. Is Shion better than Chie?
Far better.
Okay. While we're on the note of Wash, you now have Okanogi. Is Shion better than Okanogi?
I didn't want to see them fight.
Shion would kill Okanogi, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we already saw her. We already saw Xian with the gun.
Yeah.
I think Xian's gonna have to win this one. Sorry, Okanogi. I know you have years of experience, but
she's got a
years
stun
of
gun.
experience versus one 17-year-old girl from the city,
or however old she is. Doesn't matter. I will go next. I think that I agree with Wash. Shion is definitely better than Okanogi. Random has Chie. Is Shion better than Chie?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, oh boy. Up next, I have Mion. Quite the jump. And the list.
Sister versus sister.
Shion, if she wasn't so straight for Satoshi, Shion would be the textbook definition of a disaster lesbian. And I love those characters. And I've said a lot about Shion in the past, about how, like, you know, oh, Shion ruins everything or whatever. Again, I love these kinds of characters. What Shion does for the story, it's so good. I am fascinated by Book 5. Repeated content aside, like, the only reason a place is so low is repeated content. If there's no repeated content, I'd probably like it more than even Book 7. Like, Shion is so interesting. I prefer Mion.
Ooh.
I knew it.
So much is said about the character, but what we know of her, like, oh, is it her masculine side or her feminine side? Is she a leader or is she just a person? Is she mean? Is she nice? Does she want to? Well, never mind. But, you know, at the end of the day, none of that matters, because it doesn't matter that she's Mion Sonozaki. What matters is that she's Mion. And because she's the one character that didn't do anything wrong, it's so nice. And I love that. And she's also a troll, and I love that too. Again, nothing against Shion. I love characters like these. They are fascinating. The problem is less with Shion and more of the fact that we're talking about Ryukishi characters. I can tell you so many stories where Shion would be my favorite character. Even like Okanogi, being honest. Like, the problem is not with Shion, it's with the competition. Random. Oh boy. Random, you have Satoko. Does Shion successfully hit Satoko with a chair?
Why do you have to word it like that?
Answer the question, Random.
I really hope it's yes.
I feel so bad for Satoko, but like, me too.
Time to throw Satoko at those lockers.
Oh god!
I know it.
I like villains, okay? Villains are fantastic. I've loved them since Disney, and I love just seeing someone delve into madness and do shitty things. I would just... And while Kichi, it was kind of terrifying, Shion was like literally a Bond villain. And like, there's just something so interesting about that. And like, God, I love Satoko too, but like, Shion's more interesting. I like Shion better. Because she's a villain, she's twisted, she's like a loose cannon. That's fun to watch. It's terrifying, but fun.
Remember in book 3 when Keiichi was like, hey, so Satoshi transferred, right? And Shion just went off on him like crazy for no reason. Like, that's Shion. Like you said, a loose cannon. She's so much fun. She's so much fun to follow.
Yeah.
All right, Wash, you have Irie. Does Irie get Shion to wear the maid outfit?
I don't remember, but Shion is far better. Outsmarts Irie.
I like that too.
Far outsmarts.
I like that too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna repeat the joke. I'll go back to saying things like normal. I was gonna start with Rand, but I have to start with Wash because Wash has Satoko. Wash, is Shion better than Satoko?
It's just not Satoko's day.
This, like, remember in the bonus episode of book 2 when Satoko is just like, when do I get to do anything?
When do I get to do anything? I'm sorry.
Oh, this wasn't even hard?
Kind of, but really, like, I feel like I'll get to it, but like, CM is just so fascinating, like you guys said. Satoko is tragic, but Xian is just, it's a villain in the making, and it's just, and even though like book 5 was like deeply uncomfortable for me, with just like, oh god, is it really her own invention? But it's just, wow, yeah, Xian's better.
Okay. No, okay, so random. That's right, yes. Up next, you have Irie. Is Shion better than Irie?
Time to get Rory, as Shion has to go.
Ah!
Rory.
Random. Explain.
Irie's kindness is more powerful than Shion's rage. I think that covers it.
Yeah, no, that covers it pretty well, actually. All right, well, this is why I was so excited to get to Wash, because Wash, up next, you have Mion.
Yep.
Is Mion better than Shion, or is Shion better than... my head hurts.
Oh, my head. Oh, shit. Okay, so I think that both Mion is better than Shion, and Shion is better than Mion. How about that? I think that covers it. I think that covers it. No. Shion wins.
Oh, really? Was it hard? Was it hard?
It was very close. I'll spoil this. They're right next to each other on the list, so just the sight of them is just like they're fighting each other. But you already said it. Like Shion's like twisted evil, and just like how straight she is for Satoshi. We make jokes about like Satoshi had issues, but she's just so again, like, aside from despite book 5 being like painful, like the Shion alone, like, she's really interesting, and like seeing how twisted she gets. Because nobody gives her a straight fucking answer. That's the main reason I put Shion over Mion. Is because nobody will tell her a straight answer. Through the whole fucking book. And she's just a bastard.
Yeah.
I will say this. Are we halfway done?
I will tell you after Wash tells me, I mean everybody else by extensive, but mostly me, why they prefer Rena over Shion.
Oh god, okay.
If they do.
Oh shit. It's so hard for me to come up with new reasons, because it's also not hard. I far prefer Rena over Shion. It's just like and they both have a very similar sort of twist to themselves, but I think like Rena is like the most thoroughly understandable. You completely get it from point A to point B. Shion, we said it earlier, just like, what the fuck? She just beat up a kid. She just beat up a child in front of a classroom. What the fuck? So no, Rena wins.
Yeah, this listed method is much more fun.
Oh yeah. So random, funny that you say that. With how much of a nightmare this has been for us to talk about our emotions with each other, we just reached the halfway point.
Yep.
Okay.
And
We up.
My heart can't take much more. We get a break. Oreo is next.
Okay.
I know, there's still like...
Yes, the only character in the entire list who doesn't have
really
a sprite.
She really should. I'd love to see Oreo with a Ryukishi style sprite.
Honestly, same.
There's still like 4 characters left that could potentially one of... Well, not mine. Well, no, even mine. I'll say it. Any of our number 1s. Like, none of our lists are locked yet. Like, this is crazy to me. But as always, we will skip... Oh, actually, no, Random, you were saying something. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I always picture Oreo as the grandma sprite from Pokemon, which is funny when she like swears.
What the fuck did you say to me, you little shit? I'll have you know.
Because of that, I like her more than Rena. You true. Anyway, so
Start from the bottom.
yeah, we'll start with me this time. It's been a while since we started with me, I think. I have Chie. Do I prefer Oreo to Chie? Yes, I do. It was very easy. Wash, you also have Chie. Is Oreo better than Chie?
Yes. Much better.
Okay. And Random has Okanogi. Can the grandma beat this guy in a fight?
No. Okanogi's
Whoa,
better.
what? Wow, explain.
What do you mean explain? Okanogi's a hilarious villain. Oreo's great and all, but like, she's I don't know. She doesn't have a sprite, and she's just like, and she is cool. Like, she's like a good mastermind of the village. Yeah, I love that she can like has such power and influence, but other than that, that's about it. Like, she grows most in 7 of all books, if that makes any sense. Like, we don't see her much other than that. Like, we see her in 5 when she gets like hit by a stun gun. Oh wait, we do see her in 4 because, and mostly it's just her influence that it is, not really her character until 7. And she's great and all, but like, I'm sorry, I enjoy Okanogi like failing to catch kids more.
Okanogi does so much in book 8. That's all we've been talking about.
But just to save you time from backing out, she's better than Tepe.
Oh well, yeah. I guess I technically didn't ask.
You don't know with me. I'm a loose cannon. I'm Shion when it comes to this list.
Shoot. I guess. Wash, your turn. Because you have Okanogi. I don't know what to think anymore. Is Oreo better than Okanogi?
Yes, I do think the Oreo is better than Okanogi.
So I have Okanogi as well, and yes, I think Oreo is better than Okanogi. Wash, you have, after Okanogi, you have Irie. Is Oreo better than Irie?
Ooh, I will go with yes. I think it is, and I know I know Random is saying it like he still liked it, but it did feel to me like he was minimizing the scene in book 7, where she like when they're having the face to face, he just looked and asked like such a hard ass, and then off camera, he's like, "That kid's good. Keep him."
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice and interesting about this this creaky old lady who I like to picture with like massive jowls in their Rikishi style. she's shitty, and she has a heart of gold, supposedly. Not to Satoshi. Definitely not to Satoshi. Or Satoko.
I mean, did anybody actually like Satoshi except for like Neon and Shion?
Oh gosh.
I have Shion, which is another funny one. Oreo Shion. I am gonna have to go with no on this one. Shion is better in my opinion. Oreo is a badass, one hell of an old woman, and I love seeing that. But Shion is the type of train wreck to see a child crying, and her response is, "Oh, this boy I have a crush on didn't talk to me. Try to throw her into a locker." Which doesn't sound like a good defense for Shion, but I'm just saying.
It's just you, Wash. This list is fucking wild.
I know, this is so crazy. Wash, up next, you have Satoko. I went from being very confident in this answer to being very worried. Do you think Oreo is better than Satoko?
Don't worry, Satoko is better.
Okay.
Oreo is a dick against Satoko. No good reason. But no, it's like Satoko is just far more interesting. I definitely agree that like she's had so little to actually shine. She's just more of a. She's kind of similar to fuck, what's the name of the god? Not Hanyu, but like the actual name of the god.
Oh, Yashiro-sama.
A Yashiro. She's very similar to a Yashiro-sama, in that she's just this constant presence around that everybody's just talking about. And it's really until the end where we just kind of reveal that she's got a soft spot. But Satoko is just way more interesting, has way more screen presence. Literally. And it's just a better story, a better character arc.
I'm afraid of the wheel.
I don't. Out of every single character, this is the one I was least wanting to talk about.
Oh no.
Satoshi.
Oh no.
Alright, well, we'll start with Wash. I shouldn't be this worried, but you have Chie. Is Satoshi better than Chie?
Far better.
Okay. I also have Chie. I think Satoshi is far better. Random, you have Oreo. Is Satoshi better than Oreo?
Yes.
All right, we're not leaving. We're not.
And Oreo will remember this.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's not
right.
let's not distance ourselves too much. Random, you have Okanogi. Is Satoshi better than Okanogi?
Yes.
Okay.
Not hard. No.
Not hard. Okay, good to hear, I guess.
But honestly, it goes from not hard to hard on a dime. So.
Yeah, shoot, we all have Okanogi at this point. I'll go. I think Satoshi is better than Okanogi. Wash, do you think Satoshi is better than Okanogi?
Probably better.
Okay. On my list, I have Oreo. She's also going to remember this. I think Satoshi is better. Random, you have Chie. Is Satoshi better than Chie? Oh, that's the Satoshi noise.
This is where it got hard.
That was good. That was good.
You know what? I originally had she was better. I can't. Satoshi wins.
Okay, well, if it's that hard, you can elaborate.
Like I make Satoshi is a cinnamon roll, but he goes through so much shit for Satoko, and like he gets to the bear for her, and it's just so admirable. I gotta put him higher than Chie.
Okay.
And he's just so sad what happens to him.
Okay, I have a feeling where he's going to place, but we'll get back to this. Wash, you have Irie. Is Satoshi better than Irie?
Satoshi is better than Irie.
Okay, all right. I guess Random was the one I should have been worried about. All right, just in case, Random, I doubt you're going to need time for this, but just in case I was wrong before, I will start because still easy for me. Shion would agree with me on this one. I think Satoshi is better than Shion. Wash, you have Oreo. Is Satoshi better than Oreo?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Random, you have Satoko. Is Satoshi better than Satoko?
Oh.
I saw that one coming. You want to explain?
No. We get just more time with Satoko, honestly. That's one thing. 2, she is more of an arc. 3, it's Satoko. 4, just to see her grow without her brother is nice. And Satoshi, he's fine. He's just and he'll do anything for his sister, which has gotten him bonus points over Chie, but I can't put him any farther than that. I can't put him above Satoko.
I figured. It's Satoko, like, especially because it's Satoshi, right? Like, they're related, and it's like, who would actually say Satoshi? Like, I'm saying this. Now, that being said, let's see now. Wash, you have Satoko. Is Satoshi better than Satoko?
Yes, is she?
Alright, you two, break it up. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to pick a favorite child, and it is gonna be Satoko. Although it was pretty close.
Alright, care to explain?
I did say, I was pretty, like, meh with Satoshi in book 5, and looking back on it, I think part of it is because of book 5. But especially as we were going along, and as we got into, especially book 8 and 9, I really like Satoshi. I especially like in book 9 where he's part of the group, and suddenly there's a very different dynamic because he's just such a pushover. But he means well, and it's just kind of nice. That said, Satoko is just far more interesting. It's a far more interesting character. And again, we just have way more time with her, and it is very, very powerful to see her just grow past Satoshi without forgetting about him. That's very nice.
After Shion, I have Mion. I prefer Satoshi to Mion. This was not hard. After Mion, I have Satoko. Thank God there's no dislike button. This was pretty hard, but I prefer Satoshi. I prefer Satoshi. This one was pretty hard, so this one I'll explain. I think if Satsuko didn't get a happy ending, I would have just cried my eyes out for a while. There is something about the fact that it's like there's this kid who's genuinely he's a sweetheart. Like, I'm gonna put aside the fact that like he's really cute. Just ignore that. It's nice, but ignore it. He's this genuinely well-meaning, good-hearted kid who wants to do the right thing, but the world just beats the hell out of him every step of the way. And despite how tragic that is, he is the one character in the story who does not get a happy ending. And there is something about that just sticks with me so much. I want Satoshi to have this happy ending, goddammit. But it's like it's a bittersweet happy ending, because it's like, yeah, he might wake up, he might feel better, he might get to see Shion and Satsuko again, but he's not. He's still dealing with the fact, like, he's dealing with that mental trauma of just how much life screwed him over. And just the way that that's explored in book 5 and in book 8 is fascinating. And then we see him in book 9, and it's like, yeah, no, he is this nice, even without everything else that happened, he is still just this nice kid. He's really nice. And he's an idiot, and I love that. He's probably about as stupid as Satsuko. They're stupid in different ways, and I love that about both of them. But we don't have to wait too much longer. I do think Irie is better than Satoshi. I love Satoshi, but like, I mean, Irie is such a goof. And there's so much to him while being that goof. I really appreciate Irie. I didn't think Satoshi would be that close with us, but all right. So there's still like 4 characters left that could be in the number 1 spot for us. All right, this is a character we just landed. I have no idea where this guy is going to land for any of us. Tomitake.
I knew it.
I know it.
I guess we'll still.
Oh boy.
We'll still start. Third from the bottom, I guess, because I have no idea. I will start. I do. Sorry, I just had to, look at the list and everything. I do prefer Tomitake over Chie. Random, you have Oreo. Do you prefer Tomitake over Oreo?
Yes.
Okay. And Wash, you have Chie. Do you prefer Tomitake to Chie?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. We won't go too far. Wash, you have Okanogi. Do you prefer Tomitake to Okanogi?
This was hard. This was very hard. It's funny that you mentioned Tomitake because I've been swapping him around back and forth. I do think that Tomitake is better than Okanogi.
All right, explain then. Was that hard?
Oh God. What makes it kind of hard is that there's not as much with Tomitake except for just how much he fucking dies. But I think it's just nice to have an adult who's a dope. He's just kind of like he's not like nerdy, but he's a bit of a square. He's the town outsider, the photographer. The reveal of him being part of the Ire Institute, the Tokyo whatever, it honestly makes him somewhat less interesting. But I kept thinking back and forth, and then I suddenly remembered when Tomitake just suddenly had a gun and just turned out to be an expert shooter.
Bet you didn't know I could.
What?
Bet you didn't know I could shoot a gun.
What?
Akasaka was trying
Did you ever fire a gun while in a high-speed pursuit?
Akasaka says, I permit you to use my firearm.
Damn, Tomitake, again, close, but Tomitake wins on this one.
Okay. Considering how close it was, I would stick with you. However, in my book, score 1 for the Okanogi fans, I prefer Okanogi. Here's my thing with Tomitake. Like, Okanogi, I mean, like, you don't see him, but, like, he's there in Higurashi 4. He's there in Higurashi 7. Like, okay. And what he does there is really cool. but he's a focal player starting with Higurashi 8, and it's like, wow, this guy leaves one hell of an impression. Tomatake. Higurashi 1, oh my god, he died. That's like this huge thing. It's like he's this kind of nerdy guy, and it's like, oh yeah, we love Tomatake, yeah. 2 through 7, who is this guy? Why do we care? And Higurashi 8, he gets his moments to kind of, make him fun. I know Wash loves shooting the gun. My favorite is Tomatake shoots forward like a train. He doesn't smile because trains don't grin. Hey, we captured Tomatake. Oh, that was easy. That's my Tomatake moment. But it's just the impression that Okanogi leaves with like 5 hours to do so. Hot damn. I take Okanogi over Tomatake.
Understandable, completely.
Now, who else has Okanogi? Random. Is Tomatake better than Okanogi?
I was so worried that I was going to be the only one who preferred Okanogi over Tomatake. Thank you, Kirby.
Poor Tomatake, you finished Higurashi 1 and you're like, oh man, Tomatake, and then just nothing. Explain that.
He is literally the Kenny of Higurashi.
I'll give Tomatake this. Him dying becomes, like, really funny.
Like, it's almost expected at this point.
What's especially funny is that, like, he's dying because he's horny.
Yeah,
I almost spit out my fucking drink.
There's nothing wrong about what they said.
No, not at all. And also, he is just a horny, like... I want to say beta male, but like, no.
Oh my god. I would have spat out my drink
in
there.
book 8.
I never want to hear that word in this podcast again.
He's just like, oh, I'll be there for you, even though you'll kill me. No, Okanogi's better. At least he tells Takano to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, true.
I rest my case.
I feel like I know the answer, but just in case. Wash, you have Irie. Is Irie better than Tomatake?
This was also hard, and this was part of what made me keep swapping back and forth. Irie wins. Aside from just how much of a goof he is and how horny he is, there's just not as much to go for. Irie, my biggest problem is just his creepiness in book 3. But I am gonna have to give it to him, especially with just the care he gives to Satoko and Satoshi, when really nobody else cared.
All right, there's still like 3 characters here that could be one of our number. God, oh my god, I can't believe we're this far in, and I'm still like, I don't know who any. Well, I know mine, but like, I don't know who any of our number ones are. Oh,
And
there's only one. There's only one like break character left. Ooh, it almost landed on somebody else, but it is time to talk about one of the 3 of us. It's Kasai's turn.
Ooh, yay!
God,
I'm excited to hear about this one.
Yeah, I feel like with Wash, I could start anywhere between Chie and Rika, and I wouldn't know. But I'll start. I do think Kasai is much better than Chie. Wash, is Kasai better than Chie?
Far better.
And Random, is Kasai better than Oreo?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll go next. I think Kasai is better than Tomatake. Not terribly hard. Random, do you think that Kasai is better than Tomatake?
Yep.
Okay. And Wash, do you think Kasai is better than Okanogi?
Far better. Got him beat easily.
Alright, I have Okanogi. I love Okanogi. This was not hard. I prefer Kasai. Wash, you have Tomatake. Do you prefer Kasai over Tomatake?
Mm-hmm.
And Random, you have Okanogi. Do you prefer Kasai over Okanogi?
Yep.
I forget you have her this high up. Random, you have Chie. Do you prefer Kasai over Chie?
Yup.
Wash, you have Irie. Do you prefer Kasai over Irie?
Yup.
And I have Kasai over Oreo. I just want to say Narp because that scene is so funny, but hell nah, I prefer Kasai over Oreo. Random, you have Satoshi. Do you prefer Kasai over Satoshi?
Yup.
Wash, you have Oreo. Do you prefer Kasai over Oreo?
Just as a heads up, it's not gonna get hard for a while. Yes.
I don't feel as bad about saying this as I thought I would, considering Ren is not Wash's number one. This was a barn burner, but I left thinking that Shion is better than Kasai. I do love Kasai. Like, Kasai is probably, like, just looking at my rankings, not to say anything about who's above and below, but starting with Kasai is when it's like, I love these characters. And it's just out of all of them, like, I am happy that Kasai didn't get more development, because if he would, that would kind of ruin the air around his character, you know? But I also have to admit that Shion especially just being such a nutcase, and then everybody above her being very well developed, that's just kind of where I landed on this, but also, like, God, I love Kasai. Oh my god. Oh my god. When, in book 2, he drops Keiichi off at his house, and Keiichi's like, oh, lol, you have to deal with her all the time, and his response is just to go, yeah, like, mood, my guy, mood. I feel for you. But that is where Kasai lands for me. Wash, you have Satoshi. Do you think Kasai... Well, I had the answer already, so I didn't get hard for a while. But just to hear it, is Kasai better than Satoshi?
Yes.
Random, you have Satoko. Is Kasai better than Satoko?
This is where it gets hard for me. But not hard enough. No, it's actually pretty hard. It's actually pretty hard. Kasai's better.
Wow, explain. If it was that hard, explain.
He's just more mysterious and cool, and he's a badass. I mean, like, and he's loyal. He's very loyal to Shion and the Sonozaki family. I don't know. I just love something like mysterious characters we don't know the backstory about too much.
No, it's cool. It's very cool stuff. I like it. I like it too. Well, because that one was really hard, I'll give you some time. It seems like it's still pretty easy for Wash. Oh, look at that. Wash has Satoko. Wash, is Kasai better than Satoko?
Sorry, Satoko. Kasai's better.
All right, well, sorry, Random.
Oh, I have an
Sorry,
idea.
Random. You have Shion. Is Kasai better than Shion?
There's something funny about a teenage girl having control over a mafia goon. No, Shion's better.
Okay, anything else to add to that?
Just Shion's more twisted and interesting. Kasai's like a lovable goon who is loyal to the very end. To the very end. You gotta admire him for that, but I admire Shion more.
Wash, you have Mion. Is Kasai better than Mion?
Oh, yes.
You're gonna have to be the one that tells me if this is hard.
It's almost there. It's almost there.
Okay, well, you've got Shion next. Is Kasai better than Shion?
Kasai is better than Shion.
Alright, I'm assuming this is where it got hard.
Ooh.
Kobe fan, when you were talking about Satoshi, you said, put him aside how cute he is. I will not put aside how cute Kasai is. I want to drink a milkshake with him. This is so cool. He's just so, he's so cool, and he's so loyal, and the reason he's loyal is because he secretly has a crush on Shion's mom. and just there's all these sort of stories that he have, and the actions that he takes, and the way that, like, Teppei just fears him. It's just so cool. He's so awesome. He's so hot.
My roommate right now, actually, I don't know if this is still the case, but when they finished Higurashi, I asked them who their favorite character was, and they said Kasai because he was the hottest.
It's so mysterious. You gotta love that. I said at the end of book 8, like, I love gentle giants. I love like big, huge, scary characters with a warm heart. That's just so funny and cool to me. And
also, as you said, especially ones that it's like, when they break, oh god, they break.
Oh god.
Okay, ooh, I actually don't know what this answer's gonna... I didn't know what this answer was gonna be from the very start. But up next, you have Rena. Is Kasai better than Rena?
When I first started building this list, Kasai was at the top, and
I actually, that's where I predicted him to be. For you.
But I had to really think about it, and I really had to concede that Rena is just a far more interesting character.
I mean, third ain't bad.
They're both just phenomenal, but poor Rena just having to go through so much and still put on an optimistic face. And then when it's similar with Kasai, it's just like when shit breaks down, like she gets scary. Like, shut the fuck up, Kenji! Shut the fuck up!
Yeah, oh god.
Incredible.
Of the 6 remaining characters, 4 of them are heavy talking points. One of them is a talking point and not as much, and the other is Akane. Good or bad news, depending on how you want to look at it, Akane is next.
Oh, thank God.
Random. At third from the bottom, you have Oreo. Is Akane better than Oreo?
No.
Yeah, do you want to elaborate?
I mean, I it's surprising enough Oreo's pretty bottom of my list as she is. If you thought Akane was gonna be any higher, like, what is she, like, she has some important moments where she like confronts like meetings with Uichi and stuff and with Kishi, but she only gets like one sprite, man. Like,
she's just smirking constantly. That's just her.
Yeah, like that cool ending moment with like in the end of like book 8 where she like with Uichi is great, but like no, like yeah, it just weren't in. They put him above Teppei. She's above Teppei, but I can't put her any higher than that. So no, Oreo wins.
Okay, that was good to start with you then. I will go next. I actually do think Akane is better than Chie. This wasn't terribly hard, but it's a little bit. So Chie has more sprites and the curry stuff, but like it's not like Kasai, the air of mystery that he has, but like, you know, in the tip for book 5 or the bonus for book 5, you know, talking about how she got in a fight with her mother over, you know, who she married, and she had to do the fingernail ritual. The stuff in book 8, which is just hilarious. When the meeting with Oreo, like, Oreo is the star of book 7 when they go to ask her. But I remember Keiichi saying this, like, man, I can actually get to Oreo, but this Akane, Mion's mom, I don't know how to get to her. Like, I can't rile her up. She's not falling for it. And it's like, damn, that's cool. So I do take Akane over Chie. Wash, you have Chie. Is Akane better than Chie?
Close, but Chie wins in this case.
Ooh.
I kind of agree with you both that there's not as much of Akane, but what we do see is actually a lot more fascinating than I expected. Especially her conversation with Uichi at the graveyard. There's a lot of understated complexity with this woman, which I quite liked. But there's just so little else. She barely shows up in anything here. It's just a little sad. And come on, do something other than smile.
Good news.
I'm
Good
afraid.
news. There's no reason to be curious. This is not very close. I definitely prefer Tomitake over Akane. Again, what we know about Akane, the scenes that she's in, you know, she's probably until. No, I think, like, honestly, even though Tomitake is in the story for so much longer, I probably remember the same amount of scenes, like, quantity-wise, but for Tomatake, it really is book one. Like, his presence in book one, I think, is so much more than anything Akane really has. Especially when Oishi is like, tells Keiichi that Tomatake died. And it's just like that whole, every memory that you have of Tomatake leading up to that point just whirls back to you in that moment. It's just like, goddamn. So good. So good. God, every character left is a barn burner. Whew! Okay, y'all ready to get mad?
I know it.
Takano time!
Oh god.
Oh, okay.
Oh god.
I know, there's another character I know, but let's not forget what Takano did.
Ooh.
Just making sure I put Akane for both of you. Yes, I did. Alright, so we'll start with Wash. You have Akane. Fitting. Is Takano better than Akane?
Oh my god.
Ooh, wow.
If I was judging it from before book 8, I would have put Takano over Akane. But I was just like Akane can just be can be kind of whatever. Takano just pissed me off so much. Even when we got to see like her backstory, I was just so frustrated. Akane wins.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be, like I said, every character...
This list is good.
This list is
I'm so
insane.
looking-
I actually can't tell if there are going to be ties or not. Like, that's how crazy this is.
I'm gonna predict this now because one of the ties. I just know it. I just know it. I ruined this from the start.
I'll go next because I have Chie still. I'm sticking to this. I prefer Takano over Chie. This wasn't terribly hard. It was a little hard, but not really. So I'm not going to elaborate quite yet. Random. You have Akane. Is Takano better than Akane?
Wash, I understand. But yes, Takano's better than Akane.
All right, well, we'll actually alternate this time. I won't stick with you. I have Akane. I prefer Takano to Akane. This still wasn't too hard. Random, you have Oreo. Is Takano better than Oreo?
Takano did all this shit. Oreo just took the credit. Takano's better.
Ooh, wow, vicious.
Okay, that's not actually the reason why. I just had
Well,
to say
yeah,
it.
no, I like it, though. I like it. Was it hard?
Yeah. No, not really.
Okay.
No.
Well, then, Wash is over here, like, getting one of those cartoon steamed foreheads. They're so angry. But don't worry.
No, I totally get placing her higher. I just hate her so much.
There are people that really like Takano, and
I can completely get that.
Oh, I know.
I am not one of those people.
there is even somebody in one of the Discord servers that I'm in that look at her as a comfort character. Like, people can really get into Takano.
Sure.
If that makes you happy.
This feels wrong, but I am with Wash. I think it's for a different reason. With Wash, I know a lot of stuff with Takano that made them really angry was in chapter 11. For me, just slapdashing a sad backstory on her in book 8 annoys the hell out of me.
That was exactly it. It wasn't even chapter 11. It was the
okay.
slapdash.
All right, well then we agree. That's why I think Tomatake is better. I want to add a footnote though. If we're talking about chapter 7 and prior, like ignoring book 8, I put Takano above Satoshi. I love what they were building up with Takano, and then book 8 just. I like her being like the weirdo. It did what Takano wanted to do. It dissected her and just killed her. Like the twist in book 7 when it's like, I'm the one who's been killing everybody this whole time. I live for that. It's so good. And only like 1% of it is because Tomatake is horny. But it's so good, and I love what they were setting up, and then they just gave her that sad backstory, and then she just did a bunch of whining during chapter 11, and then the stupid bullet thing happened. It's just, no, I prefer Tomatake.
You're alone.
You have Tomatake, what a shock. Is Takano better than Tomatake?
Find her more interesting, so yeah.
Oh. Wait again, okay.
Yeah, again, Tomatake still keeps dying.
Yeah, Takano
and all
doesn't.
he's doing is like, I just Takano fakes her own death. 1 and 2. Tomotaki dies because he's horny for her. Like there's just he feels like he's beneath her almost. I don't want to say the B word I said earlier again, but like he just feels like he's trying to people please her. There we go. It's also that twist is gold, and I think that twist is better than. I think the twist saves her from what the backstory does. Like the backstory brings her down in my list. Like she would have been higher if it weren't for book 8, but the twist brings her above Tomotage.
Okay. So above Tomotage, I feel like I know the answer, but you have Okanogi. Is Okanogi better than Takano?
Originally, I put yes, but absolutely not.
You prefer Okanogi?
Yeah, he's funnier.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know. He's just cooler. He's more down to earth. He literally during all book 8,
he knows when to quit.
Yeah, exactly. When Takano is like panicking and yelling, and he's like, "Just shut up, lady!" And that's just so satisfying. After hearing her complain and whine throughout most of the book, like even when it was just so nice.
Okay, so I thought this when we finished book 1. Then we finished the question arcs, and I was like, this character absolutely is going to be number 1 on their list. I have no doubt in my mind. Then we went through the answer arcs, and I was like, oh, maybe not. I don't know. Random. Is Akane worse, I'll word it like this, just to keep the suspense, than Oishi?
Uichi is better than Akane.
Yes. Okay. All right. And random, is Oishi better than Takano?
Wait, aren't you going to wash?
That's what I said. Wash. And random.
Oh, Oishi. We're talking about Oishi. Oh, you already finished the character. Okay. That's Oishi. Yes. Far better.
All right. I agree. I have Chie and I agree. You have Akane Wash. Is Oishi better than Akane?
I thought as the that is interesting as the talk is. Oishi's funnier.
Yeah. Okay. I prefer Oishi to Akane for sure. Random, you have Oreo. Is Oishi better than Oreo?
Yes.
I have Takano. I will start. Yes, Oishi's definitely better than Takano. Wash, you have Chie. Is Oishi better than Chie?
Mm-hmm.
Random, you have Tomotage. Is Oishi better than Tomotage?
Yup.
Should we skip ahead? To bring back the Coco episode, should we skip ahead?
I'm okay with skipping ahead. What about you, Random?
Yup.
It's not that far ahead, but it's far ahead enough. I have Shion. I think Oishi is better than Shion. It's getting hard to keep tally of now, but I think I got it. Random, you have Satoko. Is Oishi better than Satoko?
Yup.
Okay. Wash, you have Satoshi. Is Oishi better than Satoshi?
Ooh, yes.
Okay. Keeping in with Wash, you have Satoko. Is Oishi better than Satoko?
Oh my god. I was flipping back and forth so many times between these two.
Oh god, that noise.
Do you want us to come back to you? Do you want us to come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me.
Alright. Well then I'll be the one to say I have Mion next. I prefer Oishi to Mion. It's not hard. Random, you have Kasai. Is Oishi better than Kasai?
Yup.
Easy?
Easy.
Wash, do you need more time?
Nope, I think I'm just gonna say it. I think Satoko is better than Oishi. I originally had him above, but I don't know. I think it's like the little like tink in the armor or whatever the expression is against Oishi is the whole thing with the backstory of him going through the war and there's suddenly this guy that makes him the man he is. I feel like that was just a bit too much. I would have been perfectly fine with him avenging the guy that he just really liked to play mahjong with. Would have been fine. He's still hilarious. He's still a fantastic character. Just so goddamn, he's so extra, and he can get scary as hell when he needs to be. He's a real professional. He knows his shit. Satoko is sad and funny. Sad and funny. Oishi is mainly funny.
Okay, so Oishi is off for you. I was terribly off. Random, you have Shion. Is Oishi better than Shion?
Yep.
All right, that's not hard. I have Satoko. Sorry, Wash. I'm in agreement. Oishi's better. Well, I'm in agreement with Random that it wasn't hard. I'm sorry. Oishi's better. To keep on my track, I have Satoshi. Oishi's better. It's not hard. Random, you have Irie. Is Oishi better than Irie?
Yep.
All right, well, up next you have Rika. Is Oishi better than Rika?
Starting to get harder. But only a little bit. Uishi wins.
Okay, do you want to explain, or is it still easy enough?
I'll get to it.
I have Irie at this point. Same boat with Random. It's starting to get hard, but easy enough. I prefer Oishi. Up next, I have Rika, and this was a barn burner and a half. This took me a long time to really come to terms with. Oishi's better.
Ooh, I didn't expect that from you.
If we're talking, so we say a lot, right? That Higurashi's got a good story, but the characters are the best part. Which character is the most fascinating in perspective of the story? That's Oishi. No questions asked. You know, I love Rena. I love Keiichi, Rika, all the club members, Toмотake and Takano are all of them, but from the first time you meet Oishi, again, you just get this vibe that he's bad news, and just every time you see him, things get worse and worse until Akasaka shows up and it's hot fuzz. But Oishi, you see so many different sides of Oishi, and the Mahjong buddy Oishi that you get in Higurashi 7 is like my favorite thing ever. I love it. Nothing but love for Rika. What she means for the story and the reveal that Rika has been stuck in a loop for so long hits so hard. And I'm even with Wash on Oishi that the guy, it would have been better straight up if it was just, I want to avenge this guy because we bonded over Mahjong so hard. Or even if it was like I saw him as a father figure through Mahjong. Like, you didn't have to include that war stuff. You just keep it Mahjong. I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oishi is just, he's so interesting to me. And every time he talks, it's just like, God. And on top of that, he drives in an air-conditioned car. How do you beat that? Random, you have Mion. Is Oishi better than Mion?
Is it true that there's a point on a man's head where if you shoot it, it will blow up? Oishi wins.
Easy enough still, or is it getting harder?
It's starting to get harder, but I would say maybe like a little bit harder than Rika. I gotta get to it next time.
Okay. I will start. This decision was actually much harder than I thought it would be. I won't keep anybody in suspense. Rena wins. I relate to her far too much. Again, like, aside from her situation with her parents, I see myself as everything about her. I see myself. And it's not like a universally broad, like, oh, look at this. It's like specific words that she thinks to herself that just remind me of what I've been through and what I've already, and like what I'm currently going through. So, like, and she's cute. She's funny. Like, Rena's actually, like, low-key really freaking funny. I love Oishi. Like, again, as much as I love Rena, I think Oishi, story-wise specifically, is actually my favorite character. But if we're looking at them as characters, I gotta say, I like Rena more. Random, you have Rena Ryugu. Is Oishi better than Rena? Can't forget that laugh.
That's my answer.
I knew it.
Oh, Oishi's
I
better
knew
than
it.
Rena. I was right.
Yup.
I was right with one of you two.
You were right with me.
Yeah, exactly. One of you two.
So I'll explain here.
First of all, it was fun doing the podcast with you. It's a one-woman podcast now. But for real, go on.
Uichi is someone, whenever I saw this character, I didn't know what to expect. or I never was bored with him. And just to see him go from this threat to like this jolly, almost jolly, like pretty chill guy who just wants to avenge his friend, or is someone he looked up to as a father figure, is really like heartwarming and such. I really like that there's multiple sides of him. Like, yeah, he tries to be intimidating if you are on his bad side, but if you're on his good side, like Akasaka, then like you're like he will be your ride and die. He will be your Danny Butterman. And there's just something about his design is great. It's just a way he really does want to solve this mystery for his father figure. And honestly, that didn't really bother me. I think that resonated with me more. I don't know why, but it did. And especially when he like has almost this breakdown where he realizes that he was wrong with his investigation.
Oh yeah, when he just laughs about it. Yeah.
There's just something like almost tragic. Yeah, it's just so tragic. And then just to see him come to terms with the Sonozakis in the graveyard, and then later with his last moment in book 8. It's wow.
And you know what else?
Yeah.
In book 8, not just book 4, but book 8, he retires and he takes up ballroom dancing. I'm happy for him.
Yep. Yeah. Bring in the noise.
Bring in the funk.
It's funny that you say bring in the noise, because with this next character, the Higurashi characters adamantly don't want to hear this character make noise. Thank God YouTube no longer has the dislike button. It is Hanyu time.
Oh, I was wondering when this would happen.
I can't believe like she's third from the last that we're doing. It's like, what the hell? Okay, so I guess I will start actually, because I have at this point, I have Chie. I do prefer Hanyu over Chie. This was hard. I mean, I really can't tell you it was that close. I think I just ultimately like that, Hanyu. I like Hanyu's relationship with Takano, as weird as that sounds. For all of Takano, like the annoying stuff that happened with her in 8, Takano saying, oh, I'll become a god, and Hanyu saying, oh, you think you can become a god? Bring it on. Like, I actually think that's kind of cool. But otherwise, like, this is like neck and neck. This is really close. Random. You have Akane. Is Hanyu better than Akane?
Yes.
Okay, I know you like Hanyu more than the two of us, so I'm assuming this wasn't that hard.
No.
Okay, Wash. Funny, I was just talking about her. You have Takano. Is Hanyu better than Takano?
No.
Whoa.
Wow, oh my god, okay.
Oh, wow.
Wash, it's fine. YouTube doesn't have a dislike button, it's okay.
Honestly, it was hard between her and Rina.
Really?
And Takano too? Because, like, Takano, like, genocided. Like, obviously she's the worst person. I never enjoyed Hanyu. I just could not enjoy Hanyu. I'm so sorry. She's so bratty. It just kept getting my nerves so much. And even in book 9, I just couldn't get with her. Oh God. Oh my God. And especially like in book 8 when she was just acting so like smug and I told you so when she didn't. Like she was the one who had to be explained that like you were the one that weren't believing in us. I was so mad. I can now say straight up that like the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 the bottom 10 are all locked.
Wash, don't worry, you're not going to be alone in this too much longer. Up next, I have Akane. I think Akane is better than Hanyu. I like Akane. I mean, I don't love Akane or anything, and she definitely could have used more sprites. But I like Akane. Hanyu, the only character is... I mean, I don't hate Hanyu, But Hanyu, Chie, Irina, and Teppei are the only characters that I can confidently say, like, I don't really like them. I mean, Teppei and Irina, I hate. Chie and Hanyu, I am good enough on them. And then Akane and above ranges from I either like them or they're my everything. Yeah, no, that's just it. I like Akane. That's it. Random. You're the only Hanyu defender left. Big shock. You have Oreo next. Is Hanyu better than Oreo?
Yeah.
Up next, you have Tomatake. Is Hanyu better than Tomatake?
I like Hanyu more. Tomatake.
Okay.
No. Hanyu's better than Tomatake.
Okay. Up next, you have Takano. Is Takano better than Hanyu?
It was so great seeing Hanyu tell Takano to fuck off in book 8 after all that her rush backstory. Hanyu wins.
Okay. Up
Understandable.
next, we have. Oh, God. Okay. We have.
And also, Hanyu, despite things, did not genocide.
Well, shit, you're gonna call me out like that.
Well, Takano genocided for her grandfather. Okanogi genocided for a paycheck. Is Hanyu better than Okanogi?
This was a tough one. This was hard. Okanogi is such a fun villain. Even though he just barely makes an appearance in the books. But Hanyu also barely makes an appearance in the books. But I'm gonna have to go with Hanyu. Hanyu's better, in my opinion, because I do enjoy her character growth of, like, yeah, she is a little shit in 7, but she grows to actually participate, and I like seeing how she blends in with the club in 8. I do. I like how she becomes part of the team. It's nice.
So after Okanogi, you have Chie. Is Chie better than Hanyu?
Hanyu went through so much character growth, and I really wound up liking her a lot, especially compared to you two. And it's so nice to just see her happy and part of the group. But none of that can compete with curry. She wins.
Okay.
All right, so I know the wheel has 2 people left, but, like, I really want to end it on a certain main protagonist.
Well, if you mean a certain main protagonist of Hot Fuzz, I'm sorry to break this to you, but the wheel has decided we're talking about Akasaka next.
Oh, that's perfect.
Perfect.
Yes, that's so perfect.
Okay. All right, so we'll get to Wash once we reach that point. But random, you have Okanogi. Is Akasaka better than Okanogi?
Did you see that fight? Of course he's better.
And where you have Okanogi, I have Tomatake. And at the end of the day, I know it sounds so weird because Tomatake was around for so much longer. Not Kasai, oh my god. Well, Kasai, yes, but also Akasaka is definitely better than Tomatake. I have Okanogi next. I'm definitely with you on this random. Okanogi just did not hurt. She needed to be much harder. Akasaka's better. Random, you have Hanyu. Is Akasaka better than Hanyu?
Ow, is what she'll say after I choose Akasaka.
Ooh. Very good. Was it, Alright, up next I have Oryu. This still wasn't really all that hard. I prefer Akasaka. Random, you have Chie. Is Akasaka better than Chie?
Yes.
Alrighty, I'll go next. I have Kasai. I love Hot Fuzz. Akasaka is not Hot Fuzz enough to be better than Kasai. I prefer Kasai. I know I said Kasai is where I start, like, loving these characters. I want to say that about Akasaka, and I know this sounds super weird. He's too bland looking. He's so boring looking. Like, Kasai's design, like, I am with you on this watch. Kasai's design is perfect. Akasaka's design is boring. Even talking about personality, I prefer Kasai. It's just, this is why I don't love Akasaka. Now, random, you have Satoshi. Is Akasaka better than Satoshi?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kirby.
Hey, that's fine. You don't have to apologize. It's all good.
Akasaka's a badass. He's just such a he'll just take on a bunch of, like, people. and just like no problem. He takes on the whole Mountain Dog group, and that fight is so badass. He's Nicholas Angel of Higurashi. I came to help.
Okay.
That's all I'll say about
That
that.
sounds fair. But we're not going to go with you next. We are moving over to Wash, who has Satoshi. Wash, is Akasaka better than Satoshi?
Ooh. Satoshi wins.
Ooh,
Yeah.
this list, man.
Akasaka. I feel like I liked Akasaka more before I knew what he looked like. There's something about that design just to be like, oh, ew, what the hell? But he's still like a very fascinating character, especially like what we see from him in book 4 as a rookie, and then book 8 as a total badass. I like him. I like him a lot. He just doesn't have he doesn't have anything on Satoshi, honestly. It's actually a pretty big gap between the two. Satoshi is he's just a sweet kid. A sweet kid who just has the world on his shoulder. It just sucks.
Okay. Up next, you have Satoko. Is Akasaka better than Satoko?
Akasaka took out a lot of the Mountain Dogs in that one fight scene, but Satoko, she destroyed them. Satoko wins.
I'll take 5 steps backward. Okay.
Yeah, that scene alone. That scene alone.
Okay. Well, Wash, you said something I've been keeping this in here. I don't remember the exact wording, but you said something earlier that Rika was really the true face of Higurashi. We have a contender for that. And his name is Maibara Keiichi. How far ahead do we skip?
Oh,
I can safely say without spoiling the placement, bottom 15 is locked.
Yeah. You know what? I can agree with that. What about you, Random?
bottom 15, also locked. All right, let's go.
I will start then. I love Satoshi. He is a dear baby boy. This is not even close. Keiichi's the man. I pick Keiichi. Wash, you have Mion. Is Mion worse than... yeah. Is Keiichi better than Mion?
Keiichi is better than Mion. Despite all the ways she's tried, she cannot bet Keiichi.
Random. Is Keiichi better than Irie?
Yes.
Okay. What was with the
Because I had to look at my list for a second.
Hey, fair. Well, I have Irie, and I can say, beyond the shadow of any doubt, this is not hard. Keiichi's better. Random, you have Rika. Is Keiichi better than Rika?
The battle of the protagonists. Yeah. Keiichi's better than Rika.
Wash, you have Shion. Is Disaster A better than Disaster B? Is Keiichi better than Shion?
Disaster A, Keiichi wins in this case.
All right, still not hearing about it being tough, so we're moving on. Ooh, I want to know this. I'm sticking with you, Wash. You have Kasai.
Yeah.
Is Keiichi better than Kasai?
Oh, Kasai, I'm sorry. You're so really cute. Keiichi wins.
Now it's my turn for the battle of the pro tags. I have Rika. It's again, I don't want to say that I don't love these characters because I do. It's getting a lot harder, but Keiichi over Rika for sure. Random, you have Mion. Is Keiichi better than Mion?
I love these. I agree. I love all these characters. Like, if I say once we even get past, like, honestly, I even love Okanogi. So all those characters I enjoy really. I go from love to really love to really. Oh my god. But Keiichi's better than Mion.
Okay. Wow. Oh my god. We're in the top. 3 now because Keiichi's in there, and it's not hard for us yet. That's kind of kooky. I will go first because this is actually where it got hard. Is Keiichi better than Oishi? When I was making this list, I thought, which is weird because I'm the host, I thought I was going to have to pull a Coco and say, can I have more time? But when I made the list, when I made this decision, I never changed it. My mind never faltered. So I'm sticking with my guns. Hard as this was, I love Oishi. I love his role in the story, his laugh, the memes that come out of this guy. He wears the robe. It's just so much with Oishi, but K1, like, you can't go wrong with you just can't go wrong with Keiichi, especially starting with books 6 and 7. You just can't go wrong with the guy. Random. At number 2, you have Rena. Is Keiichi better than Rena?
This is hard to say. Not
It's
because
fine.
of the placement. Not because it was hard, but like, just time to rip that band-aid off. Kichi's better.
Okay, so but it wasn't hard.
No, it was a little hard. It was hard.
All right, do you want to explain that?
Rena is such a wonderful character. Again, she goes through a lot, but like, we've been with Keiichi since the beginning. And it's just to see him go through all his alterations and his growth. Just go from like A to Z. And just like how he's grown from like this cowardly doofus to this like nat 20 wordsman is just like phenomenal. I really like him as the protagonist.
He's in all of our top 2, potentially all of our top 1. Like, that's a lot. Well, I guess maybe not, because I haven't asked Wash yet. Wash, at number 2, you have Rena. Is Keiichi better than Rena?
I'm gonna ask the dumbest question. Can I tie them?
My answer to you is going to be the answer you gave me when I asked, can we tie Cars 2, Good Dinosaur, and A Bug's Life? No.
I know. I saw that coming completely. So
If
in that
you
case,
just let me tie A Bug's Life, I would have said yes, but you didn't. So. Would you like us to come back to you?
No. I'm gonna establish this. It is so close. And like you said, book 6 and 7 send an already great protagonist into the stratosphere. Like, oh my god, this guy is so good. What a good kid. What a sad kid. When you start to learn about his secret shame. Rena wins. Rena's top 2. Keiichi's just so good. He's just so good. Rena, I'm trying to think of literally anything to say other than stay with me, everybody. Book 6.
6!
Yeah, no, just like Keiichi, book 6, Rena, book 6.
Yeah,
and you know what? Again, like, Rena, book 7. Gotta give her props at book 7. She's
that's
fantastic.
true. That's very true. Yeah. And Rena, book 2/5.
Oh my god, yes. Rena, book 3.
Yeah.
Rena, book 1. What are we talking about? Rena, book 1.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like she's just so fascinating. She just had so many different angles that we get to explore throughout these. And like I said, like she has this like outer optimism, but do not piss her off. She will go straight for the neck. Casey, smart kid, got nothing on Rena, sadly.
So
Best
Rena
quote
is,
Still close.
so Rena
Best-
is both of your number ones?
Well, Rika is Wash's number 1.
Oh, ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. Best quote of book 7 is still, Shion, I'll kill him in 1,500 seconds. Rena, ha, weak, I could kill him in 1,000.
The same minutes.
Yeah, that's like no time at all. And Rena's like confident that she could do it. And you know what? She's right.
I'm done.
No complaints. No complaints. Rena over Keiichi, no complaints. I will go because the answer seems obvious on the outset. I didn't know for a while. Like,
Ooh.
again, I know I said that I might have wanted more time for Keiichi versus Oishi, but like that was just kind of like a defense mechanism. Very Keiichi. A defense mechanism so that I wouldn't really have to think about Keiichi versus Rena. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. It was a pretty long time ago, but I made a list of my favorite characters in fiction, and number 1 on that list was Rena. I gotta go Rena. I have to. Again, just not only so much of myself that I, see in her, both past and present, probably future, but even ignoring that stuff and just talking about what's there, she's incredible. I love this character. I love how she fights the hard fight. She's so she's so considerate, but at the same time, she's so vicious. And just I didn't talk about this because I didn't want to cry. I'm probably gonna have to mute because I'm gonna bawl my eyes out just thinking about this, but really think about Rena and Higurashi 1. Really think about everything that character went through trying to comfort Keiichi, trying to be a good friend, and Keiichi push aside the brain parasites, because they're just an enabler to Keiichi's paranoia, to him thinking my friends are out to get me. I am interpreting what my friend is saying the wrong way, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. And Rena being on the receiving end of that, trying, doing her best to just get through to, I'll say it, in book 1, I think they were in love. They were both in love with each other. And seeing Keiichi have to reject her is so sad. But just the thought of what Rena goes through only for him to kill her is even sadder. Especially when you know what her life was like up to that point. I love Rena. She is out of fiction. Rena is my favorite character. Keiichi fought the good fight. I love Keiichi. He's the man. Rena is the woman. I pick Rena. Random.
How the fuck do I top that?
The 2 characters that you have left have a rap number together. You can talk about that.
Wait, what?
We sent you the video of the Oishi Keiichi rap.
Where?
I see you, you see me.
No, Hinabizawa. I kill you, you kill me.
I hate it.
Where is that? I did not open that.
Well, I'll resend it later.
Oh god, because I might have...
Random. You have Oishi. Is Keiichi better than Oishi?
Fuck. I really need to think about this. God, I was so confident, but now I'm not anymore. There is... Oh god. These 2 are such great characters. But what really matters to me is story combination with the characters. And dear God, I love Oichi, but I gotta give it to Keiichi. I'm sorry. Keiichi's number 1. This was literally a last minute change too.
Oh, you had Oishi number 1 originally.
I did. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm just no. When it comes to the story, Uishi's really great, but with story and characters, Keiichi he really is Higurashi. And I just can't, other than 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's, I said this about Rena, I say this about Keiichi, it's not his fault.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the insane amount of growth. I would call him a fucking buffoon. I thought he was so annoying when he was an idiot, and just to see him grow to this, it's just the ultimate character arc that I wish I would see in so many other protagonists. Uishi, you were so damn close, but just for that growth, and just for the fact that he's able to unite not just his friends, not just his family, but the whole fucking town to his cause. He's the number 1.
Okay. So,
I did not think... I'm so flabbergasted at myself.
We're all flabbergasted at ourselves. The Rena is the most predictable number 1 for me, but I know I did not think Oishi would place that high for me until we started rereading it. And I was just God, Oishi's so cool. So, are we ready to read out this nightmare of an average list?
Yes.
There are gonna be so. I really, really hope we finally get a 3-way tie. I feel it's.
Well, if it's any list, it would be this one, right?
Let's hear it.
So, very bottom, number 20, Tepe at 4 points. 19, Rina at 5 points, which I think is the closest bottom 2 we've ever had.
Ooh.
Yeah.
18, Akane at 13. 17, Hanyu at 15. 16 is Takano at 16. 15th is Chie at 18. 14 is Tomitake at 20. 13 is Okanogi at 22. 12 is Oreo at 23. 11 is Akasaka at 32.
Whoa, what a jump.
Fuck.
Now for the top 10. Number 10, Satoshi at 37. Number 9, Satoko at 40. Number 8, Irie at 40.
Yes, a tie.
We got a tie.
We got a tie. I know, I was sweating at this point. I'm like, oh my god. Still no tie. Oh my god, oh my god. And then I saw Satsuko and Irie, and I was like, aw, that's a cute tie.
That is a cute tie.
Satoko and Irie.
Number 7, Kasai at 41. Number 6, Shion at 42. Number 5, Mion at 45.
Oh, I was really hoping they would tie.
I know,
same.
that would have been great. That would have been great. Number 4, Oishi at 50. Number 3, Rika at 53. Number 2, Keiichi at 57. Number 1, Rena at 57.
No!
We have a tie for first place. How fitting. We have a tie between Keiichi and Rena at first place.
Yes, you know what? I accept that.
I accept that completely.
My heart is pounding so fast right now after I saw
I wouldn't
Keiichi.
have gotten that if I didn't choose if I chose Ouichi, so I'm...
After I saw that Keiichi and Rena were tied, my heart rate like tripled.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
Okay, well, I love Higurashi dearly. Thank you two so much for joining me to our long yet wonderful visit to Hinamizawa. I would say that's all she wrote. However, since we're talking about Ryukishi, that's all he wrote. What's next for the podcast? What do we follow up this insanity with?
Well, speaking of the wheel,
I completely forgot.
speaking of the wheel,
Speaking of the wheel.
the reason I had an idea to do this for the wheel was because our next series involves something a bit more mainstream than Higurashi, but I don't know if as enjoyable. But it'll be fun for us to watch regardless. If many of you may be familiar with the Disney Channel original movie, not the Disney movies themselves, not the animated classics. Disney Channel itself, which is like a separate channel, would have original movies made by like teen actors and other stuff and other people. And there's like a list like of over 100 movies. We can't go through all of them because that would be absolutely insane and we never get to do anything else.
And also
I thought
because some of them are not on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that too. So I thought, why don't we take our little friend the wheel and have it decide what movies we watch? And we do that for about 10 movies. And
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. And then we let fate decide what's in store for us in Disney Channel Original Roulette. Decor for short.
I hate to break it to you, Randa, but do you know how easy it is to break fate? Just break it apart.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, no, I am very excited for this. One, because after all of the work and stress that I've had to do with Higurashi, I'm ready for something very lax. I know you two are as well. But also because it's unpredictable. Like, I don't know it's going to be as unpredictable as this list, but it's very unpredictable, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'm excited because it's gonna be interesting one way or another. Even if the movies turn out to be not so good, it's gonna be just interesting getting to that process.
Yeah, there's gonna be so many. Much like Rika, there's gonna be so many what ifs. What if we had actually landed on Zombies 2?
Oh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Could you imagine if we get High School Musical? Oh, that's gonna be a fun one if we get
that's
to
the thing,
that.
there's so many like varying qualities for these TV movies. It's gonna be really, really hard. Like we might get like Halloween Town, or we might get
Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
sure.
I don't know why that one sticks in my mind so much, but
Why does Zombies 2 stick in mine?
exactly. But if you would like to find out about these podcasts, not just When They Podcast or Decor, but also any others, you may want to listen to this plug right here by my good friend The Watch.
If you've stuck around this long, you're our best friend. So do check us out on Twitter at WRK Podcast. Follow us there. We'll let you know when the next episode comes out. We are going to be doing a couple of one-offs. Yeah, I think a couple of one-offs.
Yeah, like 2.
And then we're gonna get started on Disney's Channel Original Roulette Decor. You can also
And you're watching Decor.
but you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/decor. I'm just kidding. youtube.com/WRK podcast. Do like comment, share around, and listen to us in audio form at wrk.simplecast.com and wherever else you may get your podcast.
Before we sign off, any final words about Higurashi?
I am thankful that this happened, and always trust your friends, as my friend, showed me Higurashi.
I am very happy that I made it through, and I'm very excited to move on.
I'll miss it, I'm not gonna lie, but it'll always be there. It's like our other podcast, it'll always be there. It's again, to everybody watching, to my co-hosts, thank you. With that,
I'm Random Mybera here.
I'm Kasai's dear lover.
and I am Kirby Fan, who is actually now Claire Fluffle, but you can just call me Rena Fan.
Oh yeah, your name changed. That's cool.
Yeah, I know, just in time.
Hey, you know what? If Rena can do it, so can you. Good night, everybody.
Trans Allegory.
Good night.
Good night.